Hello, boys and ghouls. Welcome to our Halloween Kills No Ends episode.
Start over.
I used to say episode XYZ.
Just say welcome to our
Halloween special.
Halloween, our dad's Halloween special. Yeah.
Spooktacular.
Let's put this here.
Mando's leaving all that in at the end.
I know. All right. Hello, boys and ghouls. Welcome to our Halloween special of Dads from the Crypt, Tales from the Crypt podcast. My name is Jason. I'm your host. And tonight I'm joined by Jody.
Hello.
And Mando.
Hello. I'm having a knife day today.
And our good friend, our fun Aunt Whitney.
Howdy.
And tonight, coming back, our good friend Alyssa, who tonight will be playing the self-proclaimed Rancid Bitch.
Thank you.
Why would you call her that?
She told me to.
This is upsetting.
I'm bringing
I'm
the toxicity tonight.
You're bringing the haterade.
Yeah.
Stay toxic.
Like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about the new Halloween movie. This is kind of our annual Halloween special. We kind of let loose. Things will be said. Things will be drunk. We'll just kind of, see how things go. We're kind of throwing caution to the wind tonight.
First of all, Alyssa saying toxicity and you saying haterade is like the perfect age gap right there.
Okay, so tonight we're talking Halloween Ends. We're going to get right to it because I'm sure we have lots of very well thought out civil discourse to have. We'll see. All right, Jody, give us a plot synopsis.
All right. I'm going to talk about Halloween Ends, sir.
Hey, first of all, first let's talk about what we're drinking.
Oh, sure. Mando and I coincidentally are both drinking a Left-Hand Brewing Company pumpkin spice latte nitro, and it's okay.
I do have more things lined up just in case.
I will
finish
too.
this. Okay, so we'll periodically talk about other things, but it's I'm gonna go with Jody. That is just okay.
It's fine. It's supposed to have coffee in it, but I can't find any. I can't find it.
That's what I want. I want more coffee flavor. I'm not getting my coffee flavor.
Yeah.
What the fuck, left hand?
Kind of like this movie, how I wanted more Michael.
Oh, shots are being fired.
We're not there yet.
Did you know there's more Michael in this movie than in the original Halloween?
That's true. So I am drinking the Sierra Nevada Old Chico brand Crystal Wheat. I went to 3 stores trying to find anything pumpkin beer and I was out of luck, but I put it in my Halloween 3 pumpkin tiki mug.
Ooh.
And it is okay.
We gotta have something good.
Alyssa, what are you drinking?
I just finished a Raisin Cane's sweet tea.
Oh, I wish I was eating Raisin Cane's.
I had a pumpkin spice latte this morning with my bread.
I'm not a big pumpkin spice latte fan, but I do love the Starbucks, the pumpkin cold cream, whatever, cold brew. They put the cold foam on top. Yeah. But there's a trick to it, though. You have to get one less pump of vanilla syrup because it's just too sweet. But if you get this you need that nice balance of sweetness with a little bit of gourd.
See, my Starbucks order at this time of year, occasionally pumpkin spice, but they also have like this apple pie thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be made with oat milk. I don't do the oat milk. I do regular milk, but it's like
don't be an oat milk hater.
Man,
hold on. Speaking of oat milk, I am drinking in my Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl mug a oat milk pumpkin non-dairy beverage from Trader Joe's.
I thought you were just going to be drinking oat milk.
Just a big glass.
A mug of oat milk.
And not even oat milk, but oat milk like coffee creamer.
I have a thing of pumpkin spice creamer in the fridge. I could just drink that straight up.
Oh, okay. So I just switched beers, and I have a Rogue Pumpkin Patch Ale. Much better.
Yeah,
much better.
I think one of the best.
Real fast, that apple pie drink from Starbucks, that drink fucks.
Yeah,
that's a great goddamn drink.
It is good.
I like oat milk. I'm just not supposed to drink it. It's not good for people with the beatus.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. And I'm not technically diabetic, but I'm like just there enough to where I need to kind of watch it.
Well, that's good.
It's because it's really high in carbs.
Oh, interesting.
In that case, throwing this out.
I still drank it. every now and then. I just don't like I've thought about switching to keeping that at home and using that instead of milk, but now it's just like every now and then I'll get it replace milk in my Starbucks drink, and I just buy lactose-free milk instead from home.
I'm just a black coffee drinker, so I usually don't have anything. But that fucking goddamn apple pie fritter, fucking oat milk,
whatever that thing is. Yeah, it's awesome.
I also get extra caramel. I get like caramel drizzle on my pumpkin spice latte because I'm like, I want all of the sweetness and the deliciousness.
I figure by the time you're getting a latte, you're basically drinking a hot milkshake anyway. Like, go for it.
Yeah,
live your life.
Fun fact, never had a pumpkin spice latte.
What? They're not like the greatest thing in the world.
I don't really like coffee. So if it even when I say I don't really like coffee, I don't drink coffee at all. So I like coffee when there's barely coffee in it.
Oh man, I love
pumpkin spice latte.
There is a Vietnamese spice latte. Oh my god, a Vietnamese iced coffee.
Yeah,
that's like a vegan shop right around the corner, and it's like so good. And I swear it's the only even Vietnamese iced coffee I want. But I know that is just like pure tried sugar?
Yeah, have you tried a Thai iced coffee?
Oh yeah, those are good.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I think you like that.
I will when I go to Thailand.
Or like a Thai milk tea.
If you ever come to Dad's from Coffee Bean.
Well, if you ever come to Vegas, dude, we have like the best Thai food out here. And
oh, really? Better than Thailand?
Probably.
All right.
No, one of the advantages of Las Vegas is we have a lot of transients who come here and route down here. So they just start a restaurant based on their homeland. And we have some awesome Thai restaurants. I'm sure it's not as good as Thailand. I'm fucking around with that, but it's some pretty good ass Thai food. I love Thai food, but they also have Thai tea. You probably like Thai tea better, but God, they're both.
I don't like sugary tea.
Oh, it's sweet as fuck.
So it's like I like really sugary coffee, but I don't like sugary tea. So no sweetness whenever I go to like a boba shop or anything. I'm like, zero, don't put any sugar in it. It's gross.
Okay. Well, at some point we have to get to the movie. So Jody, plot synopsis.
I mean, I want to talk about Thai food.
Stop stalling, guys.
So at Thai places, they ask what spicy level you want it, 0 through whatever. Yep. And it's always funny because whenever I go with certain people that I work with who are of a very pale complexion, they just say no spicy, and they get fucking weird looks. And I say like 4 or 5, and they look at me weird. Yeah, and I bet you'll get, if you came to Vegas and asked 4, they'd give you a weird look. Like, does this gringo know what he's getting into?
If it doesn't make my head sweat, it's not enough. But
that's my secret. My head's always sweating.
Okay.
Get a nice sheen.
All right, we're gonna talk about this movie tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have 3 notes I want to get into. So
I have so many things I want to say. I will give a plot synopsis without being biased at all and just describe the plot without my personal thoughts.
Oh, can you use some of your action figures to like reenact?
Just act it out.
Yeah.
Real fast, to anyone who has not seen the movie yet, we are going to go into spoiler territory pretty quick. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, and you don't want us to spoil it, I suggest you pause at this point.
Yeah, because literally the first scene of this movie has something happen that you don't need spoiled. So like, don't jump into this unless you've seen it.
And I already forgot the first scene.
And what?
It may be the only part I like.
The only interesting part of the entire movie.
I don't even remember what it was.
Real fast. Secondly, when we post this, I'm all for conversation and discourse, whether you like our opinions or not. But I will not tolerate anyone calling someone an idiot or calling someone a name for their opinion. We can have different opinions. It's totally cool. When you start calling someone an idiot for their opinion, you can go fuck right off.
There you go. All right, so plot synopsis. We open this movie about Michael Myers without Michael Myers. We open with
every Halloween
bias.
Okay,
no bias here. No bias. Okay. We open with this guy named Corey. I think he's like 19 or so. He's coming to babysit a kid.
So it's important to know this is 1 year after the events of the first 2 movies.
Yeah. It's a flashback because the rest of this movie takes place 4 years after the event of the 2018 Halloween Kills. This is 1 year after. So 1 year after, this kid named Corey is, he's 19 or something like that.
Oh, those are kids.
A young adult.
They're all kids to me. I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
College kids. Anyway, he is babysitting this little boy. His parents say, you know, he's had some fear because of Michael Myers. It's just been a year. This is the first Halloween since Michael just disappeared at the end of Halloween Ends. Nobody knows what happened to him. And this kid is kind of a punk, and Corey ends up getting locked in the attic after some pranking goes on and some hiding some knives. It made it look like Michael might be in the house.
Real quick, that kid started off super cool and real quick turned to a little piece of
bad.
shit.
Yeah, fucking sucked.
The kid, the kid in Halloween 2018, way cooler.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that kid was awesome. No, but yeah, this kid even says to him something like Corey's trying to like do something with him. He's like, I don't have to listen to some ugly boy babysitter. Like, he's a punk. But anyway, you can't call him too many bad names because through an accident, Corey gets locked in the attic. He kicks the attic open and knocks the kid down this like stairwell, and he falls a long way and he dies. Like literally the moment his parents walk in the house, Corey hits the ground right in front, or not Corey, the kid hits the ground.
Jeremy.
Right Jeremy, sure.
Spoken class.
So that's our opening. And
yeah. Jeremy spoken. Spoken.
Jason, can we not go off the rails tonight? Can you keep it together this evening?
Got to keep this focused.
I told you it's gonna be 3 hours. Just like last year.
It's a sing out loud as I can in the car song to me.
Hey, fuck, dude. Pearl Jam is super overrated, but
that song fucks.
But the album 10 is a fucking great record. So
yeah. Okay, so now that we've met Jeremy, we will spend most of the movie with
Corey.
Corey. Jason messed me up, man.
Get your white voice right, Jody.
Hey,
it's like Corey is a forgettable character that's hard to be interested in. Okay, so Corey is the main focus of this movie. Literally 90% of this movie is about Corey.
Real fast, do you know what they call the album Pearl Jam 10 in Mexico?
Mando.
It's Diaz.
What do they call it?
They call it Pobrecito because it's not that great. I'm just kidding.
No,
I said
he's a poor boy.
All right. So
that's Queen.
Corey. So much Corey. We'll have a lot of Corey.
Oops, all Corey.
Yeah. That's this
as Jesus said, give me your sick, give me your Corey. And
okay, so Corey then is like this broken shell of a man. He is awkward. We're now up 4 years after Halloween 2018. Corey is awkward. He doesn't know how to talk to people. Everyone is mean to him. He gets bullied by the fucking marching band.
He fucking does.
More civic dignities, the marching band bullies.
There is a car full of marching band kids who are relentless bullies to this kid, which I was one of the like band geek people. If you're getting pushed around by the band, you're having a hard life.
Jody, were you marching band though?
No, I was a chorus guy, but
okay.
I hung with the band. We were part of the same crews.
I'm just wondering because marching band is actually a lot of work, and
it is.
And I think like I used to remember back in high school, marching band would get their Letterman's jackets.
Yep.
And then you'd have the golf dorks like talking shit. I'm like, dude, they do fucking way more work than you do, you golfers.
Golf is a sport.
No, golf is an activity. Golf is an activity because
I'll say golf is a sport.
Why is it a sport, Jason? No, it's not.
It takes coordination,
dude.
So
does being alive.
Yeah. So does not falling down the stairs, but you don't get a fucking medal when you walk down your stairs and don't die. So
I wish I did.
Yeah, right.
Well, Jeremy could use that.
This synopsis is longer than the intro of this movie now.
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy synopsis is longer than Michael Myers' screen time.
See,
yes.
Jeremy just needed to learn how to land. If he'd have watched King of the Ring 1998 and seen mankind get thrown out the hell in the cell, he would have known how to land better. So,
all right. So, real quick about this marching band. There's these 4 marching band kids. They drive around in a cool car. You would think that they were like the most popular kids at the school, and they bully Corey every chance they get.
Real fast, that fucking mullet that kid has.
Oh, yeah. The fact that mullets have come back is something I blame this current generation
All
for.
right, so I asked this question to our friends on the Billion Horror podcast. What's the worst modern trend? Mustaches or mullets?
Bowl cuts.
Mullets.
Mullet with the bowl
Bowl
cut.
cuts back.
Listen,
Listen,
I just need you guys to
jeans.
understand. I teach middle school. And I mean, I teach at an all-girls school, so this is not something that I see in my students, but they'll show me like, Miss, can I show you a picture of my boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah, sure. They all have fucking bowl cuts. All of them. And then I just look at these girls and they're so excited. And I look at them and I go, your boyfriend has a really stupid haircut.
Oh no.
I gotta say, the worst, like,
and it's when
I
you
like mustaches. The right man
take
can
a
rock a
mullet
mullet.
over a
Yep.
bowl cut.
The thing is, though,
Low-waisted jeans. Those are
See, and the reason why I don't like the mustache more than the mullet is because, like you said, Rob could rock a mustache. Let's good on him. Let's great on him.
yes.
But
You
like,
know what? I've met Rob. He can rock anything.
yeah, I met Rob too.
He can rock me.
What the fuck, Jason?
Jason called dibs. You met him
Yeah.
This
first.
oat milk has too many carbs. It's making me.
He can't control
I
himself.
can't handle it.
Okay, Rob is a dreamy. We can all admit Rob's a dreamy guy. Okay, well, we'll admit
He's a
that.
dreamboat.
but the problem is, like, someone like Rob can rock a mustache. Someone sees that and they go, well, I could do a mustache, and no, they can't.
No.
Most people cannot do mustaches, and they should not.
Rooster from Maverick can rock a mustache.
Yeah, the thing is, though,
So can
it's
Maggie.
all of
Okay.
these trends combining, like that. One of this band geek kids has like
That's a bad
a bowl
mullet.
cut in the front with a mullet in the back and like a dirt stash going on.
Yeah.
Like it's the weirdest.
And
like,
he's
just-
always carrying his drumsticks. No matter where he
Always carrying-
goes. It's
Dude,
like, come
yeah,
on.
what the
That's
fuck is
that's
that?
your whole thing.
I thought
He
he
doesn't even have drums.
plot
He
device,
just
and they ended
drums
up.
And he gets
on
killed by the
bass.
drumstick in the end.
All
Yes,
right.
he does.
To be fair, when I was in high school, well, I still always usually have a guitar pick in my pocket just because in case you never know you're gonna find a guitar.
Doing a shred.
But like, yeah, obviously. But when I was in high school, and I was trying to pick up females, I'd walk over and be like, oh shit, I dropped my guitar. But let me just pick that up right in front of you. There.
That
Oh, yeah, I
doesn't
play
work.
guitar. No.
That
you're
mover actually
100%
worked.
You're
You
100%
did the bend and snap.
right. It did not work.
You did a
What's-
bend and snap with a guitar
Well,
pick.
Well,
What's the bend and
going
snap?
back,
It's
going back to
really
our
wild.
plot synopsis.
It's a
Speaking
what?
of things that shouldn't work.
Oh God.
Just
Corey
message me.
meets Allison through a series of events. Allison being Laurie Strode's daughter or granddaughter.
sorry.
Her daughter got killed at the end of the last movie. We all,
Yeah.
miss her. I actually do miss her. I liked her a lot.
Yeah, I know. I
Me
miss
too.
Judy Greer. That's
But Allison meets awkward, uncomfortable Corey who doesn't know how to hold a conversation and immediately falls for him. Like he is
Yeah, dude.
stuttering and doesn't know how to say anything, feels completely out of place in every situation. And she's like, that's it. That's it. I'm into this dude.
I was
Meanwhile,
into it too.
Lori has moved on. She's tried to like build herself a life since Michael disappeared. She lives in a house with Allison. She's actually the one who introduces her to Corey because apparently she sees him and is like, yeah, that's a cool kid, even though he's 100% not a cool kid.
Real quick, you glossed over the fact that like Lori helps him slash their tires.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
like
Lori
makes-
helps him stab the tire of those band geek kids.
Yeah, and she like pushes him on Allison. So-
Yeah, and she pushes him on Allison because she thinks he's just a great guy, and Allison sees him and thinks he's great. He's not. He's really awkward and uncomfortable, and for some reason she falls for him. And then Corey later runs into those band geek kids again, and after a little fight, they throw him over a bridge, and he lands down at the bottom of the bridge.
yes.
Underneath that bridge, living in the sewers, the
By
first
the
appearance
river.
we get of Michael Myers.
So
Who is
man.
feeble and old 4 years after he killed 45 people in the middle of the street in the end of Halloween Kills.
He got hit a lot. Okay.
Well,
There was a
but
woman with
didn't get to
a
go to the hospital.
iron.
he was pretty much dead at the end of Halloween Kills and then jumped up and killed a posse of people. A whole posse. Just
Um,
one after another
let's-
in slow motion, like just taking them all out. And then
You grab 'em
4
by the
years
posse?
later,
I have thoughts on this, but I will wait till it's our turn.
Four years later, Michael can barely move. He is an old, creaky man, and he meets Corey, and they look in each other's eyes, and they have a long eye stare, and it's a glorious moment of connection. And then suddenly, Corey's a badass. Corey is suddenly dark, and he's brooding. And he comes back to
Oh,
Allison.
so brooding.
He's like,
Spider-Man 3.
Allison, I'm sorry I ran off. I want to burn the city to the ground with a match now. Like he switches personalities 100%.
This is where the movie could have just become the Joker. And
I was thinking about that.
It was Corey Cunningham's Joker origin story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so this is a critique I'm going to go ahead and say because I want to. Allison falls for this awkward, like super nerdy guy who, you know, she instantly is into him. And then he comes back the next day with a completely different personality. And she's like, okay, I'm into this too now.
Her dick was rock hard for it. She was ready.
Yeah. I don't know what happened.
Hey, some girls be horny, okay?
I guess. Something about Corey says, I don't care what personality you have. You can try multiple.
She can fix him.
How big was it, Allison? How big was it?
She had the biggest lady boner.
But anyway, to not get too deep into all the rest of the plot yet, Corey is corrupted in some way, or maybe he was always evil, or maybe he transferred Michael's soul into his body. Something happened when he looked at Michael's eyes.
Well,
and suddenly,
okay. You're leaving out a couple things. One, they show his home life, and
it's crappy.
Yeah. No,
his mom is fucking. His
mom sucks. Like his mom sucks. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, let's say so. His mom sucks, but his dad didn't enable her.
Yeah. Was that his dad or his stepdad? I was kind of curious.
It doesn't matter, but
I was just curious.
Like, I'm actually really interested when they come out with the director's cut of this, because they show the stepdad, the dad, with like a genuine like love for the kid, right?
Yeah, he's nice to him.
Ineffective parenting.
Exactly. That's a good one. Yeah, very ineffective parenting.
Passive.
Lets mom get away with a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, when he needs to step in, like at some point,
crimes.
Well, and it's obvious that the dad is miserable too, because he's at the junkyard watching movies with headphones on.
Yeah, obviously he's not happy in his marriage. He probably gets treated similarly, but at the same time, that's your life, and you are trying to raise a child at this point, and you have to step in. And
at one point, the stepdad turns to Corey and says, "I hope you find love someday."
Like that was sweet, but it was also like
I've given up.
Bare minimum.
I'm throwing the towel in. I hope
stuck
you
with
do
your
better.
horrible mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what the fuck just happened?
You lost your camera.
My camera's went out. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
But one of the things is I actually wonder, like, would this movie have been better with a female director? Because I do think this is like the man's version of the shitty wife and like the girlfriend trying to fix the guy, where I almost wonder if they had like a woman director, if they could have cleaned those edges up just a little bit.
I just think they needed a different script.
I don't think a director's gender is gonna like make that much of a difference on this.
Or maybe having someone in the writing room that
I think it's just the nature of how they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So since I'm synopsizing, I'll quickly synopsize what happened.
Just wrap it up.
Sorry.
So the rest of it, Corey goes down a dark path. He starts killing a bunch of people. He eventually, tries to take over Michael, but also Michael's getting stronger and he kills some people. Like every time Michael kills somebody, he gets less old man. Like he kills somebody and like gets strong. So I don't know if that's supernatural or just he's just fueled by his bloodlust. I don't know. It never explains it. Never attempts to explain it. It just happens because why explain? And meanwhile, Lori tries to keep Corey away from Allison, and they take long, dark, broody motorcycle rides together to brood together, and they want to burn down Haddonfield and move on. And in the end, Michael finally finds Lori, attacks her. It gets good at the last little bit of the movie, and then they murder him and stuff happens. Halloween definitely ends in this one. So like Michael, there is an end to Michael Myers. He is put into like a shredder, like he is ground into hamburger meat. And so by the end of the movie, Michael is definitely dead. Corey is also dead. And that's when Michael takes over the movie and it gets a lot better. But so anyway, that's my unbiased plot synopsis.
On Facebook, I saw an article for some horror group that was like, did Michael Myers really die in Halloween Ends? We discussed it here. I'm like, yeah.
Someone was bringing that up in BGH Slack, and I was just like, yeah,
there's
no way.
It's like a water balloon pop.
There's no way there was a paranormal or actual swap to another person in a jumpsuit. Like
I had a seventh grader try to ask me about it.
I have seen people say like, "Oh, I really like that Corey character. I hope he comes back." And I'm like, he's super dead too.
Yeah.
He stabbed his own neck, and Michael broke his neck. So
all right, just to get this somewhat structured, we're going to each go through and give your very brief thoughts on the first two movies in the series, so Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, and then you can give us your thoughts on this movie. We'll just do a round robin, and then we'll just all go for it. So Whitney, you're going to start us off.
Perfect. First of all, Jason, fantastic job on trying to keep it on the rails. You know, just
I'm letting it mostly. I just need to like move things along to some degree.
But like we appreciate you. 2018 was awesome. It was super epic. I loved it. Great movie. Halloween Kills was fun. I had fun with it. You can listen to that 3-hour episode to know all my thoughts on Halloween and Halloween Kills.
It was a good one.
So I went into this with zero expectations. I went in saying I want to have fun watching this in theaters. I saw Halloween 2018 in theaters. Obviously, we didn't have this one in theaters last year. Did this go to theaters?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
And Ends did, yeah.
I never. No.
Kills did too.
Kills, no. Yeah. Did it really? Oh, I think it did.
Kills and Ends both did that day and date thing where it released in the theater and Peacock at the same time.
Yeah.
So a lot of us watched it at home.
A lot of us
watched it in theaters if you wanted to.
A lot of us watched it together. That was just a super fun time. We had a great time watching it. So virtually. So I was excited to go back to the theater and see this. I was alone. I didn't have a great theater experience. It was very much like teens walking in and out and in and out, and then a teen in the front row playing on their phone, and I just like watching videos, like audible video noises happening, and I was just like I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, I say things.
I'm
like,
get off your phone. I'm in Oakland. I'm just going to let people
True.
I was just going to let everyone just do their thing. It's fine. But I struggled with this at the beginning. I was just kind of just like the meme of like the girl, like what's happening, you know, having heard that there were people that didn't like it. I was trying to avoid everything to skew any expectations, but you know, at the end of the day, the soundtrack was super good. It was very well shot. It was well acted. I did like Corey and Allison, as fucked up as they are. I had fun and was like invested in their weird story. It is definitely, to me, the weakest of the bunch. And it kind of just feels like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. Like, it almost was like they did the first two movies and were like, I really don't know how to fucking end this. And then they just didn't even try.
They tried.
They tried. I don't know if it was the best effort. I just kicked my dog. Oh my God.
Oh no.
She's that upset about this movie.
I'm so upset.
Get away from you kicked the dog.
Cody, are you okay? If you're not, send us a sign.
Blink twice if you need help.
Wag your tail.
Yeah.
Good.
That's the end.
The end. All right, Mando.
The end. Okay. So I was a big fan of Halloween 2018. Loved Halloween 2018. Thought it was like the perfect follow-up to the original, and had great theater experiences with it. I can't say. I think I saw it 3 times in the theater. I saw it at a pre-screening, then with a friend of mine who wanted to go see it, then with another friend of mine who wanted to go see it, and loved it every time. I watched it. So a huge fan. Kills. Whitney nailed it. It's a fun movie. It's kind of funny. People always wanted more exposition out of that one, or more plot out of that one, but it really wasn't about that. This was about Michael just being a badass, is what it was about, and about his powers and how he got strength from killing people. And then Halloween Ends. So I watched this in a hotel room last week because I couldn't go see it in the theater because someone gave me COVID. Which I will say, get vaccinated. You want to know why? it was mild as fuck. It wasn't even as bad as a cold. So if you're not vaccinated, get fucking vaccinated. But it was so I watched it the night it came out on my iPad at my hotel room bed, and I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy this one. I think they touched on some really, really good things, but I also would never tell someone they're wrong for being a naysayer or for not liking it, because I get it. Like all the criticism I've read about it and the criticism Jody gave about it in his very, very unbiased synopsis, all valid, really valid points. But what I did like about it is it's kind of like these whole three movies are about trauma. And this one was like the scene at the beginning where there's a scene where Laurie's leaving the supermarket and she gets accosted by it was the sister of the woman who gets stabbed with the light tube in the last one. And they blame her for bringing Michael Myers to town, which maybe they're not wrong, but Michael Myers has always kind of been a part of Haddonfield, right? And so she has all this trauma, and then they bring in the character Corey, who's got all this trauma. And the scene, like you mentioned, Jody, where he meets Michael in the sewers and looking at each other, he brings up later, like, you looked into his eyes. Why didn't you give in? And that's kind of the thing, saying Laurie's stronger than him. Laurie saw into his eyes, but refused to give in to the evil because she was different. And they do a really couple interesting things. At the beginning, when she's writing her I guess her memoirs, I guess you could say. Yeah. She keeps talking about how Michael Myers was the evil in this town. And keeps bringing up the word was, which is really interesting. Plus, the title credit being in the same font as Halloween 3, going to point that out too. But he keeps rewriting, like, you have to let him inside. You have to let it inside. You have to let evil inside. So kind of foreshadowing how Corey was willing to let evil inside of him in order to do what he did, which I almost see that as a Freddy versus Jason thing where Michael was using Corey as a vessel to kill and basically weaken these people so he could go do his job. Then a couple things I wish I would have done. I'm going to talk about what I wish I would have done. If you guys notice, when he's on his motorcycle and later on, they keep zooming into Corey's ring, like at least 3 times in this movie. Why? I don't know why. What they should have done. And also, when he gets stabbed with the glass and later on he shows the scar, how fucking cool would it have been if the ring had the Cult of Thorn symbol and then his scar healed into the Cult of Thorn?
Oh, that'd be cool.
How fucking cool would that have been? That would have been like, I got goosebumps just thinking about that.
For those that might not know, can you give like a 1-sentence explanation of the Cult of Thorn?
No, I cannot. One sentence. A cult that liked Michael Myers and brought him back. Are you okay, Whitney? Okay.
No, the explanation for the Cult of Thorn is by the time Halloween.
What is happening?
Okay, there's a bug. Okay. I'm trying to kill it. I'm just trying to kill it. So if I just start acting weird, it's the bug.
Did you have oat milk too?
Speaking of killing,
so the quick
you're kicking dogs, killing flies.
The quick explanation for the Cult of Thorn is by Halloween 6, they wanted to do something interesting and they got weird as hell. And it's actually a lot of fun because of that.
Yeah. So it sounds a lot like Halloween Ends. They got weird as fucking hell. I did some crazy stuff with it. A couple of things I did. I thought, well, hey, one thing I thought was really weird is when the sheriff, I forgot his name, after the supermarket scene comes up to Laurie's window, they're talking very quietly, but her window's up. She never rolls the window down. And that I've seen the movie 3 times now.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, no, I watched it 3 times. So I watched it once in my hotel. I watched it a second time with a pretty drunk Jody. Jody's going to say he wasn't drunk, but he would type something, hit return, delete his post, and then retype it.
I have watched it more than once. I'm not basing this on this first watch.
No, I know you watch it again. I'm saying that's my second watch, and then I watched it again last night because I had to be ready for this. And then one thing I really liked about it though at the end, and I picked this up being a wrestling geek. So at the very end where Laurie, so I love actually the Laurie fake suicide, not the Laurie, the fake suicide scene.
Mm-hmm.
That I fell for that.
Love it.
I'm so dumb.
You're not dumb because this is what I loved about it was the fact that she knows Michael's smart. Michael's not a fucking idiot. He's evil. So she figured she had to go 100% in to get him to believe her. So in that case, as the audience, when I believed it, I knew Michael did.
But it also just like the lead up to that with like what Allison said and all those things. It was just like, what does she have left at this point? But that trauma that is so hard to carry every single day.
Definitely. And what also transpired after that is when she shot Corey and she dared him to kill her. And I think her intention was like, I'm going to die tonight with you to get Allison away from you. And then when he didn't, that's what shocked her. It's like, holy shit, he killed himself. This didn't go to my plans. But I love the scene when she just goes, I wouldn't fucking kill myself. And she shoots him. I was like, yes.
Quick question about that. What are there blanks in that gun, or does she actually shoot him? Because afterwards she started shooting the wall for some reason. I thought
she shot the wall because her goal was to empty the gun. So it sounds dumb, but my thought process behind this, like in a home invasion, those are the blank shots. Say, oh, he had a gun too, or something. I don't know, or he did himself.
I thought she shot the wall as a way of like covering a little bit of like, no, I didn't set a trap for him.
Yeah.
He came in here and it just happened. There was a shootout and I happened to shoot Corey.
Because I thought I thought it was blanks and he just kind of fell back out of like shock. And that was
I think she flat out
scare him into.
No, you saw the bullet
holes. I saw bloody holes. I wasn't sure if that was from where he fell. I was a little confused by that.
No, when you fall downstairs, it usually doesn't put bullet holes in your chest. No. Pretty rare.
When was the last time you fell downstairs?
I don't know, but the stairs don't have a gun. So,
but did we look at Jeremy? To double check.
The ghost of
Please
Jeremy
spoke in class again.
That was like the. Never mind. I'm not going there. And a couple of things I really like about this. I really like at the end where, and this is going to be, again, the wrestling geek in me, when she goes and she's fighting Michael and she goes to push his mask off and he stops what he's doing to pull his mask back down. Because that's such a lucha libre thing. Like in Mexico, you can get disqualified in a wrestling match for trying to take the other guy's mask off because the mask is held sacred. So that's him almost saying, no, like my mask is sacred. And I feel like I'm the demon behind the mask.
Right.
It's kind of like what they did.
Power comes from is like not really, but like he has to face that world with the mask on.
Right. That's his mask, right? That's him.
When Corey goes on his killing spree, the first thing he does is he goes into the sewer and gets into like a fist fight with Michael Myers and steals his mask, and then does the killing spree with his mask on.
Yes.
I'm the captain now.
Real quick breaking news: the 49ers just traded for Christian McCaffrey from the Panthers, so I'm a pretty happy guy.
That's awesome.
Getting back to the movie,
sports ball.
Hey, I like two teams in sports, and anything I don't give a fuck about.
I say this: I'm drinking out of a Dallas Cowboys cup, but the only reason is because I live a mile away from the stadium.
Don't geolocate. Don't triangulate yourself.
So someone right now is stalking Alyssa after we record this. But
good luck. The Arlington drivers are terrible. By a car.
but I thought him trying to protect his mask was kind of telling in saying that like he wasn't comfortable facing the world without the mask.
Yeah.
And I actually really, really did like that. And then the end death, it kind of showed that once with the mask off and he's trying to choke Lori, and Allison comes in and breaks his arm. Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
And I kind of love that as being the, like, now he doesn't have his mask on. He's just a man. And Lori's telling him, oh, now you're just a man. Slits his throat and slits his veins. Fucking love it. Also, we forgot to mention Darcy, the mail girl.
I was guessing
yes. I was like so excited.
I was the only one in my theater. Yeah, that's the only one in my theater started cheering. And everyone's looking at me like, what? Who's this?
And then the ending. I love the ending because it's finally the town putting to rest the boogeyman. And I think that the African American kid walking, I want to say, was that the kid from the first?
Yeah, I think Julian. He was. Yeah.
Fucking yeah, so cool. And I really love that. I love the fact they throw him in the fucking the metal grinder because the whole movie's trying to tell you this really is the end. Like this guy's not coming back. This is the end to what we've done. And I really respect them for going these lengths and kind of throwing a curveball. And I don't know what people wanted out of this. I don't know if people wanted like King Kong versus Godzilla, because even in that fucking movie, they only fought for the last 5 minutes. Like, did they want Lori and Michael to have like this crazy knockdown drag out fight? We didn't need that. All three movies since 2018 have been about trauma and different stages of trauma. I thought this is just the next logical stage, in my opinion. If you want to tell me that the guy that played Corey was not a great actor, I'd agree with you. He always, like, he smelled a fart, kind of weird.
He looked good while smelling the fart, though. You know?
Okay.
So
I got you.
Whitney would have fallen for geeky.
I would have fired Allison.
Okay. Because my question for you ladies here is, when he freaked out at the party and blamed her for him freaking out, isn't that a huge red flag right there? Like, yeah,
but
his dance at the party was get lower and lower and have a fucking seizure on the ground.
That was
and
a weird
everyone's
dance
like,
move.
"Oh, you're cool, man."
Well, I thought that was going to be like, turned out he was epileptic, and that was going to be like part of like his turn or something.
No, it was his dance. His dance move was have a seizure on the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a red flag, right? My problem wasn't with that. My problem was afterwards. Why did you walk away from me? Like, he put all that trauma onto her.
Yeah, he's not a good person.
I know that, but like, wouldn't that be a big fucking red flag?
When I was 22, you could be waving that flag. You could be strangling me with a red flag. And I'm like, but you are just so hot and moody, and I want to fix you. Like, I want to fix it.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's how I got married too. So, but we just lasted for 20 years. How many years? 20 years. But
better remember.
Well, we hit 20 this year. Next year's 20 something. Every year after 20 is just 20 something until you get to 30. But that's why I want to ask your guys' opinion, legit, because I don't know, like, at that age, that been a red flag.
No, that was definitely a red flag. That was not appropriate behavior. That was gaslighting.
No, but I love your,
like, ethically, I wouldn't have been out with him in the first place.
and I do also love the fact that he puts on that creepy scarecrow mask because he needs a mask to kill.
Yeah.
And I furthermore picture he only killed pieces of shit. Like, he killed the cop, who's obviously red flag. First of all, when that cop goes back to his fucking table of cock friends, yeah, we're like cock friends.
Cock friends.
And they're like, who do we need to beat up? Ha! No, they were serious because the
police system is corrupt.
And I also don't think there's anything wrong with Allison dating this guy, like, because like, on a moral high ground, like, we know that was an accident. Like, my biggest fear of driving when I lived in, like, and had to drive on the PCH was that there was no bike lane and people would cycle. And I was like, if they hit a rock and hit my car on a highway, because they're allowed to ride on a fucking highway, and we're going 70 miles an hour, you're going to die. I'm going to be killing someone. So it's I don't he's not
think
a child murderer.
Ethically wrong with her dating him. I just don't see what was attractive about him. Because so he's good looking, but he was just like super awkward and weird, and like,
well, let's look at the town of Haddonfield. What is Allison's dating pool? That cop guy? Ew. Is he like 45? Like, let's talk about the fact that Allison is a person of trauma. Like, people aren't lining up to date her. Like, boys don't want that baggage.
Well, I see. Like, I actually liked kind of what they do with the cop at the beginning, because he pulls her over. And he goes,
yeah, that's fucking red flag.
No, but the pullover, though, he just told her, oh, hey, I just pulled you over because your muffler's about to fall off. Have a good day. And he walks away. Like,
he was also like, why haven't you called me?
Well, but what I mean, though,
he was weird about it.
I expect him to go over the top in that situation, and he didn't. He was like, cool, you haven't called me, I'll walk away. But then later on, it's like, oh, what the fuck? And he could have been like, I'll write you a ticket if you call me. That kind of thing. Yeah. Again,
bare minimum here.
Yes.
100%,
he's not Allison's as terrible as he could be.
What I thought would have been the
guy or Corey.
Yeah,
at least Corey's fucking hot.
I was waiting for the muffler part to come back, like the part where they're dragging Michael Myers' body through the town. If like her muffler would have fallen off and he got stuck.
So, and that's actually another stupid thing that bothered me that they could have cut out, when she's like, my car's making noise. She goes, oh yeah, it's your muffler, 2 bolts. Like, hold on a second. I've been driving for like 20 years, and my car making a noise is not the immediate thing you say is, oh yeah, it's a muffler falling off. No, there's a million reasons a car would make a noise.
Corey was a really good.
That's what made her fall.
Great mechanic.
Corey's instant ability to diagnose a car.
You know what? I've had so many car issues lately. I would totally do it again. Diagnose my car like that.
Jason would fall for Corey.
Yeah, Jason
diagnosis.
That's like when I dated a girl who was a hairdresser for free haircuts. not entirely.
Okay, I had one more point too that I forgot now. Son of a bitch. No, but he killed the band kids, and then he killed the person. He killed the doctor who obviously
guy.
But the homicide,
that was a mistake.
That was a mistake. And I had to
that doctor was fucking gross.
I have to state how much I fucking hate that trope they did with the struggle with the knife and you don't know who got stabbed. Yeah. I fucking hate that. It's so overdone in movies that I did not like that at all. Yeah, and the doctor and the lady that obviously was fucking him to get the promotion, who's a piece of shit to Allison. Like when you look at it, the people that Corey killed are people that actually caused trauma to him or Allison. It wasn't just anybody like Michael Myers did. And the other piece to it too is like when you see Corey killing these people, what is he doing? He's fucking like, it takes him, it's a struggle to kill people. He's not good at it. Yet when Michael comes into fucking town, Michael's just going to town and fucking killing these people, showing that Corey is not efficient. Oh, Michael's an efficient killer. And the last point I'll make here is something. I don't even fucking remember now. God damn it. I had a goddamn point on my fucking head.
Can we all be happy that Kylie Richards survives?
And I lost
it. No, also her name was Kyle.
No.
Kyle Richards.
Kyle Richards?
Yeah.
Better than Keith Richards. But my favorite, actually my favorite scene in this whole movie, aside from the fake suicide, is when the first time that Laurie is talking to Corey and saying, I know what you are. You're not going to get and they're having a conversation. He turns around and she's just fucking gone. Like Michael Myers would do. I thought that was actually really well done. So again, I've been stopping for a while. We've been discussing, but I'm going to say that I actually really I liked this movie. I can't say I really liked it, but I did like it better on subsequent viewings. And the one other thing I have to bring up is when the first time they're riding that motorcycle down the gutter and you see the graffiti, I pointed out to Jody the first time we watched it. I said, "Holy shit! There's graffiti that says love
lives today.
Love lives today."
Evil dies tonight. Love lives today.
Yeah, and I was so bummed because I didn't hear anybody mention it, and today I saw someone mention on Twitter. I was like, "God damn it! They're gonna think I stole that from them." Yeah, I only saw that my second viewing.
That's so funny.
Love lives today.
I thought you were going to talk about whether he's on the motorcycle and someone's behind him, and you thought
it was going to be Michael.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that Kanye West video of them on the motorcycle.
like again, I think the older I get when I watch horror movies, is I think I give them a lot of leeway. I really do. And I mean that in the purest way possible. And the fact that I just want to watch a movie that entertains me for 2 hours. I don't always want to dissect everything. But again, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a fitting finale to Michael Myers. But for the people that are trashing it, like, I'm not going to say they're wrong. Like, it's just their opinion. And if they don't like it, it's like your opinion, man. And it's cool. Like, you can not like it, but I'm never going to.
That's beautiful, Mando.
Well, I do appreciate the Big Lebowski reference in there.
Yes, thank you.
Subtly sneaked in.
But it's everything's not for everybody, right? Like, there's so many movies we've all disagreed upon. Like, Jason doesn't understand how amazing Bloodsucking Freaks is yet.
Well, that's because I haven't seen it.
Well, when you do, you're gonna hate it. So, or like I watched Terrifier 2 and I messaged Jody saying, if you don't like the first one, you're not gonna like this one. And I absolutely loved it. And it's too long. But it's
too long.
Yeah, it's way too long.
That by looking at the runtime, it's too long.
It's way too long. But and that's another story for another day. But I think it's totally cool that people have different opinions. I just love that, like, my normie friends. I had 2 normie friends message me and loved the movie, and that threw me off.
That's nice.
Yeah, my buddy Ray, he's just like, he only watches horror during the season. And he goes, I never saw Halloween Kills, but this was fun. I like this. I like all these things. And
he saw it without saying Halloween Kills.
Right. I said the same thing.
Something's wrong with him.
And
that was totally your aunt voice too. You saw it without saying Halloween Kills.
When you say that, you need a glass of white wine.
I almost bought wine.
Halloween Kills. But and that's why I think what I think though is so great about this movie, and also this about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix movie, Halloween Kills from last year, is that, my God, have you ever heard this much discourse about horror movies, like, fucking ever, on social media? Yeah. And it's kind of cool that people are at least talking. But again, I will reiterate this one more time, is you guys everyone can have a different opinion. It's totally cool. Don't fucking call someone an idiot for their opinion, unless they're trying to tell you that Rob Zombie's Halloween is better than John Carpenter's, in which case that person, we should remove them from society. But other than that, like, you should never like shit on someone for their opinion, because we all have fucking opinions, and who cares? Like, if I liked Halloween and Alyssa's wrong and didn't, it's totally fine. We both wake up tomorrow. We both have a great life. It's okay.
Be excellent to each other.
Mm-hmm. All right, Alyssa, I can see you over there holding back your rage. So this is your time to shine.
Real fast. Pliny the Elder.
Pliny the Elder.
Pliny.
Yeah, I couldn't find a fresh fucking beer anywhere in Indio, California, but they had Pliny the Elder, which is a sought after beer.
It's Pliny.
Is it Pliny?
Really? I was called Pliny.
No,
Pliny
there's no
too.
E.
Damn it.
No,
what?
Sawbones. I listen to Sawbones, and she knows what she's a fucking doctor.
Unless Dr. Sidney McElroy is saying it wrong, but I trust her.
All I'm gonna say is a bunch of drunk old white guys who have no education whatsoever called it Pliny. So
I was gonna say the only reason I even know that name is because of the beer. So yeah.
Okay, we're kicking it to Alyssa. It's your time.
Hey.
Release the evil.
Release the rancid bitch.
Release the evil.
I thought this movie was hot trash. I think listening to Mando and Whitney talk about it made me feel slightly more warm towards it, but only just. I think that these are two separate movies that should have been two separate movies, and if they were, I would have liked both of them. Ooh. I think that the Corey storyline, parts of it were interesting. I thought the concept of like someone taking up the mantle of Michael Myers was a little bit more interesting. Excuse me, ma'am. I am trying to talk.
Real fast. Yeah. Important. Who is ma'am? Is that Peach or is that Freya?
It is Peach.
It's Peach.
He's being naughty.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have a no snakes allowed policy on my podcast. So.
Oh, the snake is at school, so you're fine.
Okay, good.
If her snake was like bugging her while she was talking, I would be very concerned.
So I think like when we first meet Corey, in the opening scene, I was really fascinated by this whole thing. I thought the opening of it was really good, really shocking. Like I did not expect that kid to die. It felt like when I was watching The Quiet Place for the first time, and I was like, holy fuck, they like went there.
So I'm not somebody who wants kids to die in movies, but I'm always impressed when that happens.
I think when they
wanted that kid to die.
It's really that kid sucked.
But I do think though, like there's movies that will use a kid's death just as pure exploitation, where it's like, oh, look how edgy we are. Where this one actually did it to where it made sense with the rest of the film. Oh, right. I remember one more stupid thing. Also, the dad playing pool when they meet him randomly in the bar. He just happens to be at the bar. That was a throwback to fucking Nightmare on Elm Street 3 with John Saxon at the bar playing pool. I just have to say that, like, I fucking cheered for that. I was like, yes.
I wish I'd watch this movie with you guys instead of on my couch by myself on a Monday.
Alyssa's like, nerds.
No, I love it. It makes me happy. I feel like I would have enjoyed it more if I would have like had people being like, hey, this thing. It's like watching Lord of the Rings. I mean, like, did you know he really broke his toe when he kicked that? I just thought that the whole like soul gazing with Michael Myers was very LGBT. I was watching it and I was like, oh, are they in love now? Like, is that what's happening? Michael Myers has finally found love in his 70-something years of life.
Would you watch the sex tape of Michael, Corey, and Allison?
Wait, is she gonna be pegging?
Michael, Corey.
Is she gonna be like
Corey? Allison's on there.
Okay, never mind. I figured she'd be like pegging Michael. He's fucking Corey, and then
there you go.
It'd be just
reverse Eiffel Tower.
If we're gonna go over the top, let's go over the top.
Not London Bridges.
No. I think that they had more chemistry than Allison and Corey did. It felt very forced and rushed. I think that there wasn't enough emotional connection. I think that it was just like, oh, we're two fucked up people. Let's be fucked up together. But there was no real feeling behind it. It was very like bam, 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 bam. And not in a fast-paced, engaging way, this does not make narrative sense.
Okay.
Especially after the party and the fight, and then he just shows up and she's like, I love you, Corey.
Shows up with a different personality.
I kind of that was actually my least favorite part of the movie, is a weird interaction after the party. But I thought it was so, you're right, I thought it was so forced. I was like, dude, you need to run for the fucking hills right now because this guy is fucked up.
Well, because it felt like it went from they don't know each other to feeling like they've been dating for a long time. And it felt really weird. Like the vibes of it were odd. I think I would have been more okay with it if it had that like new relationship awkwardness that it didn't have. It was like, hey, I just saw your bloody hand. You want to go out? And now I'm going to run away with you. And I feel like it was really frustrating. Dude, stop. It was really frustrating when Lori was trying to tell Allison, hey, there's something not right with this guy. And she just completely writes it off.
Yeah.
Well,
I understand the response on one hand, but on the other hand, like as somebody watching it, I'm like, but like, he's been through it.
She's been right about this thing a lot.
Right.
Yes,
like maybe listen to grandma a little bit. Just
you would think after everything they went through in Halloween Kills that you'd trust your grandma to have the right intuition. And I we
also like, just because she's had a super traumatic experience does not mean that her brain is perfectly like is still very young. And as someone who has like, again, not seen red flags, had trauma bonding, whirlwind relationships where you don't go through the awkward phase. You go into immediately where you're just like each other's everything.
That's what my wife and I did.
48-hour span. Like that happens.
Nailed
like you just like have something that connects you that. So like, again, I understand why it's not realistic to some people, but like in a way, I guess maybe I've had something similar to where like I could understand those relationships and wanting to be like, what else does Allison really have right now? She's in a job where she's overlooked because she's not fucking her boss. Like she's dating a shitty fucking ugly ass cop, like, and he won't leave her alone when she's clearly not interested. Like she sees, I think, an out. She sees herself like she's like trying to express to him, like, I know what you're going through. I know what it's like to have everybody look at you and like be like, oh, you went through this. But she obviously doesn't, because hers is like, you're the survivor, I am a murderer type of thing. So
I don't know if you guys thought about this, but I was thinking is like, dude, Corey, if you just talk to a therapist, like, fuck, your life was so much better.
Well, like I get all of those things and I agree.
I don't think he's got really good health insurance at the mechanic shop.
I think they probably ran out of therapists in Haddonfield.
But like, $200 a session.
Well, like I get all of those things. I just didn't enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, it just took me out of the viewing experience a little bit. I think that there could have, I feel like there's like 30 minutes of this movie that wasn't in there that needed to be in there to make it flow more seamlessly.
I can see that.
Not quite as cohesive.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would have been kind of fine with the Corey taking the mantle of Michael Myers if they had just fleshed it out a little bit more.
Yeah.
I know that, like, we don't always need lore, but I needed a little bit more lore, just a little bit.
I think the idea was when Michael was kind of looking into his eyes was him like Corey accepting the evil. But I 100% agree with you that I think, like, again, I always say this as a wrestling fan, my brain is really good at filling in gaps in logic. And I was like, but I think they need to explain that a little bit better and kind of flesh it out a little bit. Alyssa, all your points are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I did like the ending bits. I thought, I know a lot of people thought that the drive through town was lame, but I felt about it the same way that you did, Mando, about how like the town needed to see it happen.
Yeah.
And also it's what I think needs to happen at the end of every slasher movie. You need to destroy that body beyond any and all repair so that they don't come back.
I said this,
like, how would anyone believe that he was dead if they didn't see it? Like, especially if like, your person is Laurie Strode, who nobody fucking believes anyway. It's like I don't get why people don't like understand why they would do that. Like,
yeah, because Michael's evil is just so irrational that they're trying to find meaning in it. But like logic.
I think what it is too is like it's easy for us to look at that and be like, that's ridiculous. But guess what? Like our town does, where any of us live, don't have that kind of trauma. What I equated it to, actually, where Jason lives is the capture of the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. If you watch that, it was a bunch of fucking citizens, like 100 of them, that chased him down and carried him to the police. And that's what it reminded me of, is that was a town's trauma ending because people were fucking terrified to go to bed at night because of him. And now they finally had that peace. And that's actually what my first thought was, the Night Stalker capture.
And I just think that I wish that they would have been more clear on the supernatural or not angle.
I agree.
If you're going to go for it, you need to fucking go for it.
Go ahead. I'll say my.
I just feel like they wimped out, but I did like the ending. I think it's what Laurie deserves. So good for her.
I would like to go back and look at the credits of Halloween Kills in Halloween 2018, but they refer to him in this as the Shape again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did that in the other ones.
Okay. But Laurie brought up how like evil takes different shapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that, and I was like,
and I thought that was very well done. How saying like how evil can evil's not like this physical thing. It can take any shape it wants to take, be it Michael, be it Corey, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's my thoughts. I didn't love it like at all. I think that it had potential. It just suffered from really poor writing, and it just needed more. It left me like, I was watching it and I was like, oh, okay. Cool.
All right, Jody, you're up.
All right. So after my unbiased synopsis,
here we go.
All right. So Halloween 2018. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great reintroduction to these characters. Michael was actually really scary in that one. In Halloween 2008 and in Kills.
Dude, in 2018, that shot they do, where it's just like that single camera shot where he's walking around the building and walks. Mm-hmm. Holy fuck, is that terrifying?
No, that one in 2018, he feels like a shark. Like he is not like he kills whatever's in front of him. He has nothing that's stopping him. He is pure just instinct and evil. Okay. Halloween Kills is that upped with a lot of silliness happening around it. Okay. So all the Michael stuff in Halloween Kills is awesome.
Yes.
The evil dies tonight. Okay. The time when they chase the guy through the hospital and kill an innocent man, I was into that. I like the idea that Haddonfield has been corrupted by the evil. But Halloween Kills also got a little silly with too much of that. I feel like by the time we get to Halloween Ends, we are dealing with a director who is making a slasher movie but wants to make the quote unquote elevated horror. Like we want to take a step further than a slasher, which is fine. But after Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, I wanted the end of the Michael and Laurie story. And we get that, but only at the very end of the movie. There's a whole lot of Corey before you get to that. And the real problem I had with this is I just did not care about Corey. Like, okay, I get everything that everyone has said. Like Corey had this plot line. He had, the trauma and everything like that. Maybe he's not a good actor. Maybe I don't know. I just could not connect to Corey at any point, and he was 90% of this movie. There was
I agree with Corey. He was not a likable character anyone I could relate to whatsoever.
Yeah. Even in the beginning, when he was supposedly before the trauma and he was supposed to be like the good guy, I didn't care about him even back then. Like I liked that first opening scene. There was some good tension in there, but I just didn't care about Corey.
Did you not care about him? Because again, it's, a movie that was a series that was originally be called The Babysitter Murders. Mm-hmm. You kind of knew he wasn't long for this world at the beginning. I thought he was going to die at the beginning. But I do think the beginning, though, his character, they tried to make him likable at the beginning by being just like he was just a kid, right? Just your normal kid. Like,
I don't think he was, though. I just don't think he was likable. And maybe it's the actor. I don't know. And so I didn't care about Corey. And I didn't buy the relationship. Like I get everything that Whitney is saying about like, sometimes relationships happen in weird ways and happen too fast or whatever. I don't understand what drew Allison to Corey in the beginning because he's this awkward dork.
Dead ass.
He's just so awkward in the beginning, though. Like, he can't even hold the conversation, and she's like, "Hey, like, let's go to this party together."
Stupid men.
What?
I said that's what I like. Stupid men that can't hold a conversation.
Well, like that's why Whitney's friends, all of us, are all stupid fucking assholes.
You know, she.
I totally get it. There's like no confidence there.
Yeah, like he has nothing to offer. Like, okay, sure, whatever, how he looks, sure. Maybe Allison wanted that. But like she instantly is like attracted to him. But at the beginning, he's just like,
are we supposed to believe that
he can't?
Well, I think the initial attraction is a shared trauma, right? Like,
but does she even know that at the beginning? It
doesn't
make it clear.
She knows who he is. She knows who he is. Yeah.
It doesn't
make it clear. Never
though.
met before because I feel like the way that like she knew who he was, he knew who she was. Like I felt like they almost like had a past or like and that wasn't explained, but it felt that way. Like it felt like they were not meeting for the first time.
In Haddonfield, his name is not one you're going to forget. It's a small town, and you're not going to forget the Strode name. So I do feel they're both. I think she's attracted to him on the fact that, like, what is it in Speed, where Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves decide we're going to make a relationship based off trauma, and I think it's very similar to that. But you're right in all your points in that, like, he's just a. Like it's you feel like Allison's got like some shit going for her. She's got a decent job and she's trying to like move up. And
I mean,
but I also, but
never
I also
going to be able to move up though.
Right, but I also think though that she wants somebody that's not going to judge her for her past. And I think that's kind of her attraction.
And I get all of that.
More of an attraction based on convenience than an attraction based on.
It didn't sell it for you because they didn't really have those deep conversations.
Yeah, I just didn't buy their relationship because he had a few awkward interactions with her, and she's like really into him, like very quickly. Like, let me ride your bike with you. Let me do like.
She liked his dancing. Like that was weird.
Yeah,
and it wasn't good.
Let me watch you seizure dance and just shake on the floor. And somehow all of that got her so into him that when he showed up the next day with a completely different personality, like it's not like a slight change of like he got more intense. He went from like Allison, I like not able to hold a conversation to the next day going,
I'm the night.
This whole town down. Everything. I just have this darkness within me, and I don't know what to do with it. Like,
what the Jody? Are you Christian Bale and Batman? What just happened right
She thought he was Batman.
That's what it made me think of, man. Like,
it was Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3.
Corey just had a completely different personality when he came to her house after the party, and that first off, felt silly to me that he suddenly was like a guy from the Lost Boys all of a sudden, like cool and suave.
He was Keeper.
Yes,
he was Keeper Sutherland.
Yes, he was suddenly this cool guy when the day before he'd been this dork, and she's totally into it. And I did not buy their relationship, and unfortunately, that was like 90% of this movie was their relationship. And so if I don't buy the relationship, that's a whole lot of movie to be looking at going, this is dumb. Like this relationship is
very
dumb.
good point. Very good point.
I mean, I liked their relationship and was vested in it. And if I wasn't, I imagine that would be just like, because
there's so much of it is about those two together. And so like
real fast, hold on a second. Whitney's about to answer the door.
I know, that's really ominous.
That's very ominous.
No, it's important. Corey.
But once we got to the end and Corey started interacting with Jamie and that whole scene, like you said, the fake suicide, and then Michael comes in and that final fight with Michael, when Michael gets pinned down and Lori just, brutally murders him right there on the table.
Real fast, I have a question for all of you. How many chef's knives do you have in your house?
2 or 3.
I have one set of knives.
I have 2.
I have 2 big old knives and a bunch of little
ones.
I love knives. But I have 2 butcher knives. I have like a Thai vegetable knife, like with carbon fiber that I got, whatever. But yeah, she has a fucking shitload of chef knives.
The bitch learned from experience.
To be totally fair, I cook all the time. I would love to have more knives. I am totally into having good kitchen knives. So
what I mean though is you get that one good chef's knife and you're golden, right? Like you don't need 8 of them. You need that one good chef's knife.
Now, if she has a really good chef's knife, she wouldn't want to stab it into Michael's hand.
Look, when she went, look, Laurie Strode went to Home Goods and she said, I need to make sure that if I need to crucify Michael Myers on my kitchen island, I am prepared for it.
I think you said
she did that.
You said crucify. Danny Caruso. Like, yeah.
I think she has a butcher knife in every drawer of her house.
Whitney,
case.
Whitney, is everything okay? Because you turned your camera off to answer the door.
Got hand sanitizer from my neighbor.
That's cool. It is election season here in Las Vegas.
That's what I was just talking about. She got her ballot and I never get mine. And I'm convinced that they don't send mine. What I vote.
Yesterday alone, I got to 27 political ballots on my mail. Jeez. And I'm just like, I'm voting all fucking Democrats. So fuck all you.
I never get my ballot. Never. They always tell me, your ballot's been mailed and then I never fucking get it. Yeah. And I'm just like, you got a problem sending it to me?
I'm in Tennessee. They don't let us vote.
You gotta show up and pray.
On the day of the elections, like they know that Jody's a Democratic household. They're like boarding up his front door while he's sleeping.
Yeah. They're just slashing his tires.
Slashing my tires like Laurie Strode and a random dude she met slashing tires. But yeah, so by the time we get back to Laurie's house. By the time we get back to Laurie, and there are moments I liked, like the whole scene with Laurie and the guy, the old former cop, in the
cherry blossoms.
Yeah, in the grocery store, like that was a cute moment between some people who were trying to make the best of life, and
more
then
romantic chemistry than Allison and Corey.
Oh, 100%. When they're in that conversation and Jamie Lee Curtis standing there, I'm like, yeah.
When Jamie kind of smiles at the end on her way out, like maybe a grandma, but
I guess
got it.
Yeah, it definitely does. Just saying, like, I'm just
yeah. So, but like there are moments I like, and by the time we get to the end, and that whole scene with Laurie confronting Corey and killing Corey, and Corey killing himself.
Laurie and Corey.
Now, when Allison comes in and sees that Corey has killed himself and thinks Laurie did it, and she's like, "Grandma, you murdered my boyfriend." I felt like that was dumb. Like I feel like Allison would have known her grandma would not just flat out murder.
No
for no reason. That was.
I'm gonna argue your point right there because they never expound upon that because she runs out, and then she comes back because she does realize. Yeah, like in the moment,
just that first reaction.
No, dude, like that
grandma
first
killed my boyfriend is a dumb first reaction.
Dude. Okay. Well, my grandma's dead, but when she was alive, I trust my grandma 100%. But if I walked in the room and she's killing my wife, I'm probably gonna freak the fuck out. I might come back for an explanation later, which is what I thought Allison did. So that didn't bother. But again, I'm not saying you're wrong. Because I 100% understand. That makes sense.
I feel like Allison lost something in this movie. Like in the other 2 movies.
But she had the necklace.
Damn.
In the other 2 movies,
that was cool.
I felt like while Allison made dumb mistakes in the first 2 movies, she dated what's his name, Cameron,
who got murdered. Cameron, dude, he cheated on her.
Yeah, Cameron was bad. Cameron was bad.
We also decided that he's also a fucking puppy kicker. So
yeah, he was a puppy kicker.
Like Allison was not perfect, but I felt like she was like making progress towards being this like badass. She's with Laurie. She learns to fight. She learns to take care of herself. And then the first freaking psycho she runs into. She's like, I'm in love with you and I want to have your babies and move out of town and burn down this town. Like, I just didn't buy it.
Man, they got this like hold over women sometimes.
Yeah, but
like,
by the end,
over tits for some square.
Yeah.
Like
the final scenes,
head
though,
of her tits though isn't as
Laurie
far as head of her
killing...
teals. That's farther. So.
The final scenes though of Laurie taking Michael out, and even the town, like it's not 100% believable that all the town would be like, "Oh, time to dispose of a body," like, and everyone comes out. I didn't mind any of that. Like, all that was pretty cool with me. I enjoyed the fact that Michael's like pretty conclusively died when he turned into, you know, paper mache pulp. Like I liked all that, but I liked the movie best after Corey died, because I just didn't care about Corey. I think maybe it's just Corey. Maybe if another actor had been in this part, the ideas in this movie were really good. Like evil corrupting the town, passing this on to somebody else, somebody being so corrupted by Haddonfield's evil. But it's kind of the same thing that people said about how Halloween Kills, though, that like in the original Halloween, what, like 4 people died? And 30 years later, everyone's like, we need to take care of this evil that destroyed our town 40 years ago. Like, I just...
Well, that's all.
How big is their town, though? Like, a town can always be rocked by, like...
I live in a small town, and if somebody died here 40 years ago because of a murder, like, we wouldn't think about it. Like,
you might,
whatever.
But again, though, in 1978, you got to think about like when that movie came out, and it was, we don't have the media we have today. Whereas if 4 people died in a town, yeah, that was pretty fucking crazy. Yeah. And it almost shows like how shitty society's become, where 4 people dying in a city is like, yeah, it's a Thursday in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it's
or also it's more like those are like crimes of like insanity instead of like crimes of passion or crimes of necessity or financial, like I think it's more the nature of the crime.
And I think that the idea that,
especially if the guy like walked away after being shot multiple times,
that would bring up things.
And one more complaint while I'm complaining. I wanted to see more Michael. Okay, I get, you know, on a technical level, there was more Michael in this movie than in the first Halloween, but Michael was all over that first movie. Even when he wasn't in a scene, he was in a scene.
Well,
this was the Corey movie. This was not about Michael. This was about Corey.
I made that point earlier, but the 10 minutes Michael was in the first movie was more spread out across that whole film. Like,
right, it was more spread out, and even when he wasn't in a scene, you could feel him in the scene.
Just like that fact, I just think it's funny.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I understand.
It is because I do know people that wanted like the Michael Laurie King Kong versus Godzilla show, but I'm kind of glad they didn't go that way.
Yeah, for 2 people of that age, that would have been.
And that's not. I feel like it was good ideas, just bad execution, maybe, and bad actor.
All your points are very valid. Yeah, the actor himself, like, I don't think he was the best.
I thought he was fine.
He wasn't bad.
He was.
Don't get me wrong.
I think he made the same face too many times.
Fine and good are not the same thing.
Yeah, but I think as someone who they kind of relied on to carry the movie, he wasn't there yet.
I think I was maybe too high or something, because I was just like,
maybe.
All right, Jody, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I got it.
so Jody,
I got it out. I've been carrying this with me for days, trying to think about what
Jody and I are an island alone.
The rancid bitch.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. But
that's the thing. Like, I am the positive guy about movies. I like movies that everyone hates. I don't like to hate them. I don't like to not like a movie.
Freaks?
I like to like movies.
Blood-sucking freaks.
Like to not like a movie.
Hold on a second.
I just don't care about this movie.
Jody, did you hear Whitney's question?
What was that?
So what about blood-sucking freaks?
Listen, not a good movie, but at least entertaining. Like we were talking about, Halloween 6 earlier. I don't think I could make an argument under any circumstance that Halloween 6 is a good, well-written movie with good characters. It's not. It is a pretty silly movie. It's ridiculous. Paul Rudd is just Paul Rudd, and I love Paul Rudd, but it's not anything good. But I enjoy it. It is entertaining.
Well, it's Donald
Allison.
Pleasance trying to feed a small child to Michael Myers.
Yeah, this series goes nuts. Let's be serious. Let's just be real here. Halloween is probably one of the silliest of all the slasher series because it goes a million directions. It has no continuity.
Well, and that's
Chucky
why
for a reason. Chucky has continuity.
That's why I would have loved if they just flashed a Cult of Thorn fucking symbol and never talked about it again.
Yeah, no, because my thing for this movie, if they were going to do something different, and I've heard a lot of people say, like, well, at least it's not just the same old thing. Fine. Go fucking nuts then. Do something crazy. Have the Cult of Thorn come back.
Hey,
I just didn't need Corey for an hour.
You're talking to a guy that loved Jason 10, which I saw
Jason X,
which I saw at a Terror Tuesday, and
that's right.
I love that movie. It's something very different. It's wild. It's ridiculous. It's stupid, but it's fun.
Yeah.
This one just wasn't fun.
I respect that.
Everything.
Okay. So I have one real quick question. And I know I want to hear all of Jason's thoughts, but like I'm wondering, given I've heard a bunch of people talk about like how Halloween 2018 really kind of reflects the original. Mm-hmm. Halloween Kills, ramps up the kills, reflective of what Halloween 2 was, even though it's not following that trilogy. And then 3 is just crazy, and so this one just kind of went crazy. Do you think there's a reason that they did the shift so much as to kind of be like following that original 3 trilogy?
I would be into that if I felt like it actually went crazy. I don't feel like it actually went crazy. Like, I feel like it did something different without committing to, like, if it had gone full out like Michael Myers supernaturally transformed his soul into Corey, hell yeah, like that's awesome. That's stupid slasher stuff. I love it.
Right.
But instead, it's just like he shared
they never committed to
like
him. Why?
But yeah.
The fact that
they look with Michael Myers and suddenly like he's a murderer.
Yeah, the fact that they used the Halloween 3 font, I definitely think is a signal that they're going to try to go something. But
I just wish they'd gone further.
They just stared homoerotically into each other's eyes.
Yeah,
that might be enough for someone,
So yeah, here's the contrast. I would totally be okay if this was a full out just Michael Myers slasher movie, like we have come to expect. I would also be fully okay if it was off the walls, ridiculous stuff happening and supernatural stuff and just wild things. Instead, it's just Corey. Like it just doesn't feel like enough of anything in any direction.
So maybe
can you please title the episode "It's Just Corey."
It's just Corey. That's all it is.
My other piece I thought of is when the DJ died and he got his tongue cut out and he was putting a record on.
That was awesome.
Well, what I said is he'd have been putting a record on.
That scene was so good.
It was Silver Shamrock.
Yes. What I wanted is when he put a record on and it'd be the Silver Shamrock theme.
Yeah.
That thing like that one and kept hitting the tongue.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, I was
there were some good. Once they actually got around to kills in this, like there were some good kills in this.
Jason's like, it's my turn.
Jason,
because I was waiting for someone to mention that, and I'm like, no, I can do it.
Jason, talk. I've talked too much.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, the DJ scene was probably one of my favorite. I was like jumping out of my seats because that was so gruesome and funny at the same time that the tongue is just like flopping around and skipping the record.
I'm looking forward to the full deleted scene with the Darcy scene in it.
Yeah.
Darcy did get a kill scene. She has confirmed on Twitter she had a full like death by Michael Myers or Corey, whatever scene. And it got cut, but it should be on the Blu-ray when it comes out.
Okay, so obviously we've already talked plenty about the Halloween 2018 was a great legacy sequel, whatever you want to call it, and it kind of regrounded the whole series. Perfect. The second one had some big highs, some lows. Everything outside the hospital I pretty much loved. Everything in the hospital I really didn't like, especially when they sidelined Laurie. Okay, it was what it was. This one is more even keeled compared to the last one. The opening scene, I absolutely loved. The fact that there was no Michael, we're just waiting for him to pop out, and that they killed a kid. Again, as a parent, I was like, oh my God. I like, again, jumping out of my seat at that part. I'm like, okay, we're going there.
If I can bring one more thing with that, though, I would love a movie where a kid dies, the parents actually stay married because they realize we still love each other even through this trauma.
Yeah.
I really hate that. Like in every horror film or every film, like when a kid dies, the marriage dissolves. Yeah.
That's sad.
I did like how they kind of showed Laurie bouncing back in this movie because she was in such a low place in the first one. So I liked the optimism of it, that she was able to put her life back together. And she's still not perfect. She's still, she's trying to put on a front, but you can tell there's something going underneath, but at least she's more balanced. And like I was listening to an interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's talking about how this Laurie is in therapy and she might even be on some, medications to help her out. And that's, as best as we can expect.
And as we've mentioned on Dads before, we are pro medication. If you need medication, take it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I will.
Like jujitsu. Jujitsu is medication.
Right. And how I'm looking at this movie is that this is more about the haunting of Haddonfield. Like would have made a good subtitle. It's almost like It, where Pennywise has just like infected the town itself.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we have the villain in the sewer kind of allegory there. And there's that kind of little montage.
That was not lost on me. I was like,
yeah,
how very Pennywise of you, sir.
There's kind of
for the record, Stephen King said he loved this movie, so
he would. And there's like kind of a montage of like people in Haddonfield that are like, they're blaming deaths and stuff on missing people on Michael Myers and things. And it's kind of like the town is still the whole town is traumatized, especially after what happened in the 2018. I was kind of into the Corey, but there's a lot of lots of talking that just didn't really make sense in this movie, even with some of the Laurie stuff. It didn't really go anywhere.
I thought the scene on top of the radio stage, them jumping off the roof, was just fucking out of place and weird. I honestly think that between this, Hellraiser, and Terrifier 2, you could cut like 25 to 30 minutes out of all of these movies, and they'd be tighter, better movies. And that's a scene I would cut the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about long movies like complaining about them, but the reason why they're bad is because there's too much crap in them sometimes.
No, I saw Terrifier 2 at 210 minutes or whatever. It's a fun movie. At 130 minutes, at 90 minutes, it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, but even though this movie could have used some more, I like that the Halloween definitely ends, that they actually went there. But yeah, I think the problem is they created a very grounded, realistic story here, where they're like, well, Michael Myers is like almost 80 now, and he's been beaten up to hell, so like he's just a feeble old man, and that was kind of interesting to a point, but then that doesn't make it really fun. So it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say this is the realistic Michael Myers movie.
But they kind of did that in Halloween Kills too, to where he didn't quite like get his vibe until he started just murking motherfuckers.
Yeah, but the thing about Halloween Kills is literally, I mean, kills is in the name. The best part of Halloween Kills was Michael Myers going out and killing a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, exactly.
A bunch of people. So many people.
Firefighter scene is still my favorite part.
The firefighter scene, yes.
So good.
Our intro to Halloween Kills was Michael Myers stepping out of a burning building and killing a whole bunch of firefighters. Our intro to this one was Corey.
Okay.
Damn, Jody.
I don't like Corey. I don't care about
Corey either, but I just think it's so funny every time.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what.
I think Alyssa just rocked the Crypt Keeper laugh without even realizing. That was awesome.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what people.
Hold on a second. Whitney, has your hair been down the whole time? Or am I just noticing this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was leaning back, having it up like this for like half a second, and then I moved it down.
Okay.
I guess I'm trying to figure out if people just wanted another stabby movie of Halloween. I'm like, there's like I don't know how many.
That was something I wanted to ask.
Honestly,
is like, well, like what for Jody and Alyssa, like what did you want?
Yeah, stabby,
Besides
stabby.
not
This is
Corey.
this is a slasher movie about Michael Myers. I wanted it to be about Michael Myers. Like,
Okay,
I don't know what they could do with him, but I wanted it to be about him.
Okay.
I felt like
Like,
I said
okay,
it
so
earlier, like,
okay.
I felt like, oh, you go.
Go ahead, finish what you're saying.
I was gonna say, like, I said it kind of in my discussion about it, was like, I think it needed to go more in one direction or the other. It was just a little bit too in the middle. I'm
Sure.
fine with full supernatural weirdness, and I'm fine with stabby, but it was kind of like, we're a little bit stabby, and we're a little bit.
Okay,
medical.
so here's
like
think-
it didn't want to pick a side.
Think
like,
about
it
this
just
in the
wanted to
terms
be
of the big
neutral.
three. You got the big three series: Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. Would you be okay with a Nightmare on Elm Street that Freddy was only in it for 10 minutes?
Yeah, because he's annoying.
whoa. Okay. you're out.
Okay.
How do I kick her out?
All right, let's
Just
how do you
leave me.
remove someone from a Zoom call?
Yeah, but that movie's
Whitney is now
You know
dead.
what? Like,
Okay.
I think
I'm just kidding.
hold on a second. I think I'd be okay with any movie like that. But to your point, Jody, I think like your issue wasn't Michael Myers not being in there a ton. I think the threat of Michael Myers wasn't in there enough for
I
you.
just needed him in the atmosphere of the movie.
Right.
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
I
Let
don't
me-
need
Hold on.
Corey doing his Corey shit. Like,
Hold
I
on,
need.
Hold on, Jason is angry and
I'm
wants
sorry.
to finish
I'm
his.
sorry.
Okay, let me just finish a couple thoughts real quick.
Nightmare on Elm Street with 5 minutes of Freddy would piss me off.
I was
gonna
just
let you
kidding, by
finish.
the way.
I'm gonna let
Nobody killed me.
Okay, I think the goodwill was so strong in 2018 for that movie that it set up, the ending for like everyone to. It was one of those like pendulum swings where everyone was loving it so much. The only place they could go was to absolutely hate. I don't think this movie. Anyone could say this is that bad of a movie per se.
Some people are calling it the worst horror movie ever made, which
Yeah,
is
that's-
fucking, which
That's
I'm be
BS.
honest.
And this whole
I'm gonna
like
be honest. That's no, it's not.
No.
The Slender,
And
the
and
Bye
anyone,
Bye Man
and all
is
these
Pee-pee
petitions
poo-poo
to
man.
all these petitions to remake the movie are
That's
stupid.
stupid.
Like, go
That's
out and make your own movie if you're that pissed.
Here's the thing. I have many complaints about this movie, but I'm still like a 5 out of 10. It's okay. Like, I'll turn this on. I don't care. Like,
I'm positive on it.
I'm not gonna watch this every year as like a tradition or anything like that. But I don't hate it. I
mean,
hate some movies, but not this one.
At the very
I
least,
disliked but didn't hate.
at the very least, you can just be happy for Lori that she, she
fuck
came out
yeah,
okay.
sure.
The last
Well, I
part
wonder
was
if,
good
like,
enough to
Lori-
pull up some of the rest.
I mean, this movie legit made Lori the ultimate final girl, right?
sure.
Mhm.
Like 40 fucking years later, and she fucking beat her slasher.
Well, I did read an
much
interview.
like Jody, Lori said, "Fuck them Corys."
Well, there was
Yeah.
an interview where I think David Gordon Green did have an ending where Lori didn't make it. And his whole thing was like, Lori has to make it. Like, we have to do her that service
Sure.
of making it
Okay.
out. So I wonder if Halloween should have just stopped at 2018. Like, we
It
didn't
could-
need
yeah,
kills
well,
and we
money.
didn't need it.
Yes.
It just made too much
even
money.
though I enjoyed
Yeah.
kills,
Too much money. Yeah.
even though I enjoyed kills a lot,
Yeah, it
in
wasn't
a lot of
necessary.
ways, I think I would have been okay if
Mhm.
2018 had been it.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a perfect artistic world, 2018 would have been it. Like, okay, move on.
So I'm with Halloween.
here's-
Halloween 1977.
Yeah. Okay, here's how I would fix this
8.
movie.
78 close.
Okay, I would take the last 15 minutes of this movie, put it in the front, have the whole confrontation with Michael Myers happen with Lori, and they have a definitive he's dead. Now
okay,
what?
Christopher Nolan.
And then the rest of the film would be in reverse.
No.
Exactly.
No, the rest would be about the Corey character and him becoming the new Michael Myers.
So I could only watch the
Well-
first 15 minutes and then quit, right?
Well, at least like there's a definitive like
So
shift.
I do think it's funny when people are complaining about like, oh, how come we're just finding out about a Corey? I'm like, dude, like every slasher film,
Yeah.
every
Sure.
series has had a character that just shows up in that one movie. Tommy fucking Jarvis, right? Like just
Although-
randomly
Yeah.
showed up in a movie.
Although my one complaint about that idea though is this was the third movie of a trilogy, right? And the trilogy was about Lori
Dude,
and Michael
Tommy-
and Haddonfield.
dude, fucking Tommy Jarvis wasn't in the first three Halloween
I know.
movies.
Oh, I know, but
You mean
like
the Friday-
Friday the 13th did
Friday
not
13th.
have
Yes,
a
yes, sorry,
definitive
thanks.
3-movie cycle, right? Friday the
Right.
13th was an infinite number of movies. It could be whatever. I just kind of expected in a trilogy that
Due
had
for
been
another
about Lori and Michael, that it would be more about Lori and Michael.
I have a quick question, Jason. Who is behind you in the photo? Because I didn't know there was anyone there. And then when you moved, I was like, oh, was she there?
Right. So this picture is actually the modern day Michael Myers house. It's in South Pasadena, like 10 minutes from where I live. And that's actually me.
Oh,
That's two Jasons.
Were you
his
Jason
gun
is
is
Michael
figured.
Myersing himself in this.
I know.
were you
So I go there and visit it every Halloween.
were you
Oh,
hanging
I
out
will
with the
say-
little old lady?
Even though I didn't love the whole Corey storyline, I did really love the reminiscent when Corey was behind the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Love
Yes.
that.
When Lori
I thought
saw
that
him
was
standing
fun.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
was
again,
like,
my way to fix this movie, if you're gonna keep it somewhat the same, is have the whole Michael Myers definitively dead in like the first act, and then the second act would be Corey picking up the mask, and then kind of his, and then starting an arc, a new arc for him to have a whole new series of movies.
See, and I 100% disagree with that, because I think then you've ruined the idea of Halloween Ends. Because
that Halloween ends, but then you're starting a new Halloween. Or
Yeah,
something
dude.
else. So
Halloween,
I'm just
a
saying.
second.
I get it.
I'm just saying,
but-
like, for if you're gonna keep these elements, something needs to be rearranged.
okay, you're right, but that'd been a fucking cop out to say Halloween Ends, but
Or
now
didn't.
Corey exists.
Well,
Now
okay,
Corey,
I wouldn't call it Halloween ends at that point. Like,
okay.
I mean, I don't know if
Continues.
you just need to recast Corey. Like maybe that would have been enough. Like
No,
it could have.
Yeah,
I
it
think
could
there's
have
other
literally
issues.
just been an actor issue for me.
I
don't
think
know.
no, dude, I'm with you on this, Jody, because I think it would have helped, because I think he overacted a lot of things, and didn't really
The
jive
movie.
well with his
I loved
co-stars.
it.
Really,
He
in
faced way too much. He was like this the whole time.
smelling
Well, like
a
it's
fart.
Yeah, he the personality change is what
Smart
really gets me.
Smith and
He goes from
motherfucker.
super dork to
He was
like
cute in
dark
his
and broody
style.
in like a
Just
day.
sorry.
Okay. I like the idea though of a younger person picking up the mask of Michael Myers, putting on no matter how bad it smelled, and just going around killing more people.
Maybe that's why he had a stank face, because Michael's mask smelled so bad.
Dude,
It would
he had
be
a stank
awful. It
face
would
from
be
like the
awful.
first fucking scene.
Michael would have been wearing that for 4 years in the sewer.
So
Yeah.
I was fairly positive. I just have to say one thing. I wrote it on a notepad. The one thing that I really wish that this movie didn't do was the Laurie's monologue narration, and like that beginning where like she recapped the last two movies for us. Like,
No,
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, trust me enough
I'd be
to
wondering how I ended up
understand. Trust me enough that I've seen these movies, even though your friend didn't, that one dude. And then like
his name is Ray.
Ray. He's like, oh, I got it. I watched Kills because I blah,
No,
blah,
he-
blah.
he
But,
didn't watch
Exactly.
Kills.
But he didn't need to because of that beginning. But that just bugged me. Like where she was like talking and she was writing her book. I was just like, what is this? A Hallmark movie? Like, what the fuck?
You know-
like, I don't need this voiceover.
That's a
Never
different
have that.
podcast. So I didn't at first. I'm with you. At
It was
first,
so
I felt the same
off-putting.
way until I realized it was her memoir, and the memoir played into the suicide thing. If the
Yeah.
memoir did not play into the suicide thing and play into using the word the shape, I'd be with you on that.
I don't know. It just still wasn't enough for me.
I respect
All
that.
right. I think we've kicked this horse plenty.
Well, no,
Why are we kicking horses?
I want to talk about his
Kick
creepy
Corey.
ass, whack ass mom.
Oh yeah, Alyssa wants
Okay.
to talk about
Oh,
the
talk
mom.
about the mom.
Mom
Go
was
for
the
it.
fucking. The mom was the real
She
villain.
was so weird. Now that's a rancid bitch. Like,
Can we have shown her being thrown into the fucking chipper with Michael?
God, she was.
seriously, she was fucking okay.
Corey
I
never had a
I
chance.
should have
y'all.
I should have
Ow.
rewound it to double check, but like, did she try to kiss him or did I
don't know.
hallucinate?
No,
You
it
get
was
Definitely one of
weird.
those horror movie moms that
It was
feels like a
weird.
weird
It
girlfriend.
was like
more
Butcher
than a
Baker
mom.
Nightmare
Yes, I was
Maker.
about to
It was
say
Butcher
Butcher
Baker.
Baker.
Yes, I love that
It made
movie.
me think of that. What's that one Stephen King movie, like Sleepwalkers or something like that?
Uh-huh.
Skinwalkers.
Yeah, it was very. Yeah, that one, that thing with the cat people.
Mhm.
Carrie.
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
Carrie?
And she was like, I can smell
Thanks.
her on you. And I'm like, why? What is happening? Mom crimes.
Stephen King is good at like crazy moms. Carrie's mom, you know.
See,
what's going on.
The trope "I can smell her on you" came from Las Vegas strip clubs, where every stripper wears vanilla glitter body spray.
Oh, me too.
It's the song "Can I Smell Your Dick?" But like,
Wait, what? Hold on a second.
have you never?
That is a real
heard
song.
Of it?
I am aware.
Have you ever heard that song?
Alyssa, you're the youngest on the show, and then Whitney's next, and I'm next at 39. So no,
I still have heard that song.
I'm aware of
10-year
that
difference
No,
between
Whitney,
us.
I
And
just
Jody
stated-
knows it.
Whitney, I just stated you're way younger than we are. So yes.
Is this a
I'm
new
not
song?
that much
I
younger
mean,
than y'all.
It's probably 10 years
But, okay,
old.
I feel like in spirit you're way younger though.
Okay, but I'm not.
I mean in a positive way because you're way hipper and cooler than we are. We've all
I'm
given
still
up.
almost halfway to 40. Okay.
Wait, hold on a second.
You're not
Halfway.
2008.
I'm all the way.
I'm
and she
almost
can't
to
do
my
math.
2008.
In 2008, I was 25, so I was still too
Okay,
old for
so
this
You
shit.
should have known. You
Younger.
should have known that song.
You
I'm
were
a
younger
fucking
in
metalhead.
2008
Wait,
than
what
I
was the
was
song
now.
called? Okay,
Your
hold on.
dick.
Hold on. What was the song called again?
I can smell your dick.
Smell your
No.
D.
Can I smell your dick?
And who sings this?
Risque. Riska.
You're making, is this like a Mad Lib or
No,
something?
it's
No. I actually know about this. The literal point of this song is a girl saying, "Hey, I know you've been
You're
cheating.
cheating. Let
I
me
want
smell
to
your
smell to
dick."
find out."
All right, so
It's a
officially
real
right,
song.
So hold on a second. Officially right now, our song of the week is "I Can Smell Yo Dick" by Risque.
Okay, how do I know about WAP, but not I can smell your dick?
It's
Well, that's
real song.
white
Why?
Anglo. That's
I
white
can smell your-
Anglo-Saxon Protestant, right?
I can smell your dick walked so WAP could
Walk
run.
could run. And then somewhere in between is my neck, my back. Like that's true.
What happened?
But I just thought
yeah.
her mom was fucking weird. And like
Yes.
I like, why were you she's like my special boy? And
Did she smell his dick? Like what happened? Like, I don't know.
Probably. He was probably
Lori
sexually
just
abused.
fucking leaving. She like walked in.
She was just like, I
She
know.
was like, nah.
She's like,
I
all
love how
right, bye.
the dad is like, I'm just gonna fucking eat my dinner and kill myself later. It's fine. This is great.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, no, so the mom in this was terrible. I'm not a huge fan of the trope of the 25-year-old man who lives with his mom, who is like super possessive and things like that.
Well,
Like,
it's not like
real
he has
fast.
a lot of job opportunities.
Well,
I
he
think
could
it
leave
would have been
town.
nice if his mom
He
had
doesn't
just,
have
like,
to stay in
normal.
I don't know if his
I
mom
feel
would
like-
let him leave town.
He might
I
be on
don't-
probation.
Real fast.
Move
I
away, man.
don't know about you guys, but they stole this
It
whole
takes-
thread. They stole this whole thread from another film. One of the greatest Halloween films of our generation, Hubie Halloween, where Adam Sandler's mom is also super overbearing. So I'm just saying.
The Kathy
Joey,
Bates.
it's
None of
expensive
this
out
would have
there,
happened.
okay?
If after Corey got a bad reputation, he just decided, you know what? I'm gonna move to New York City. I'm gonna be
And
anonymous.
that's the
and just-
Lifetime
New
movie
York
I
City.
want.
New York City.
Michael
See,
could- yeah.
Do you think he didn't give a damn about his bad reputation?
I was about to do that. You so
Damn it.
You
We'll do it
also
again.
stuttered it.
Well, now I'm thinking of Freaks and Geeks.
It's 'cause
and
I'm
happier
drunk.
about that.
I like how you
Freaks
said
and Geeks is excellent.
reputation.
All right. Is there any other thoughts? Or
Not any
risque?
coherent ones.
Yes.
Michael and Corey should have kissed.
They pretty much
Jody,
did.
your
Michael
job is
says, "Let me
to
smell your dick."
your job is to Photoshop Michael Myers and Corey onto a motorcycle from the Kanye video.
Oh, that's already happened. I've seen it.
Hey,
Oh.
can we
Seen it on the
can
internet.
we leave?
No,
Kanye out of-
from the Kanye music video.
Yeah, I don't want Kanye in there.
Yeah. That guy's a piece of shit. Just
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that, but yeah, fuck Kanye. Wow.
Wow, as a Jewish man, you don't like Kanye? Wow.
No, as a Jewish man, I'm not very happy with him right now.
Weird.
Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
All right, so to wrap up, we're gonna each do our ranking of the last 3 Halloween movies. Just put them in order, best to worst. In what order would you want to put them on to watch? And I think we might all have pretty much the same one, but we'll go in
I'd be
the
shocked
same
if we're all
order.
different.
Whitney,
I mean, 2018 is number 1. Kills is 2. and just 3. Like it's just a 1, 2, 3 for me. I think that's the definitive.
Okay,
but honestly,
let me ask.
like,
Does anyone disagree with this ranking? I think we're all going to say the same.
Well, if you say in the order we want to watch them, I would want to end on a better note. So I would watch this one
not
first.
sequentially. I'm just saying, like
Benjamin Button.
Like if I was going to watch them one night, I'm
Star
like, I
Wars
want to
order.
marathon these movies. Let's get ends out of the way
no,
first.
I'm not saying watching them sequentially. I'm more like, which one brings you more joy?
but if you watch ends
2018
first,
definitely is the one I will watch way more often.
Which one?
I will watch 2018 happily anytime.
Yeah.
Kills,
I can see 2018
kills
becoming
if I-
a Halloween like watch every year.
Yeah, Kills is a movie to.
what the fuck is happening?
What's that?
What the fuck?
My Alexa is talking to me.
So Jody, what we're gonna have to do, what you mean is when you, me, and Joe Ferry get together for Chattanooga Film Festival, we're just
Wait,
gonna,
why am I not invited?
Come to Chattanooga. Do it.
You're 100% invited. Whitney, I'll hopefully see you next month if all goes well.
Yeah,
I know I'll never
Wait,
step foot
when?
in Tennessee because of 6.
The dates I
was gonna
messaged
see
you like
Jody
a year ago.
in the-
Yeah, the problem is Slack deleted them.
Nah, you said you're going to Thailand the day after I get there. So
Yeah.
I might be busy.
Whitney is going to Thailand to avoid me.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you're coming to the Bay Area? Let me go as far away from you as I can.
November 12th and 13th, I'll be down there to see a show by a band called Ludacra and their last show ever. I'm so fucking excited.
Ludicrous?
Ludacra. So
You're
again,
gonna go see
as not a friend of the show, but someone mentioned before, the bass player is Ross, Princess of Power. Ross Sewage. We playing bass to them, but
That's
I'll be down there.
That's a cool name.
But all I'm saying is, all you, me, and Joe are gonna watch Halloween Ends, and we're gonna. No, actually, I feel like
Get
Joe's gonna hate this
blasted.
too.
You know,
so
honestly, I feel like when we all meet up in
Yes,
Chattanooga,
as
we're
did-
going to be so plastered the whole time we won't remember what we watched.
no, my only goal is because we talked about it is you, me, and Joe. We have to get a selfie with our face masks.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey,
We need to start wrapping this up.
Like
We
as far
exfoliate,
as watching
motherfucker.
movies, I'll watch 2018 anytime. Halloween Kills is a fun one to watch with friends and beer
Yes.
and substances of various kinds.
And go to the bathroom during the hospital part.
Yeah, sure.
It's
and
rough.
Halloween Ends. I don't know when you watch this. Like, fine. Like, watch
When you're
it
horny.
sometime if you want to
You're horny.
feel.
Only for corny.
When you're feeling horny.
that's why-
Horny.
That's when I watch Hellraiser. So
But yeah,
All right.
watch Halloween Ends sometime. I don't know.
Or
when
Bright-
I'll watch it again. I don't think will watch this one that much, honestly.
Yeah.
or Bride of Chucky. That's a horny movie too. Just saying.
I love
Oh,
Bride of
yeah.
Chucky. I will watch Bride of Chucky
Oh.
anytime.
Don't look now.
There's
No,
no
I love that
glory in
movie.
Bride of
Definitely
Chucky.
real sex scene.
Raw.
Hey, man, Raw.
Oh boy. Okay.
No,
Could you imagine that? Like, I'm gonna invite a woman over and like we're gonna watch Raw.
I think Raw is a very sexy movie.
Okay. Moving on.
I'm thinking about. I'm like, kind of.
All right, to round off our episode, I thought we'd all share any Halloween plans we have, any Halloween memories you want to share, just something nice to kind of cleanse us of this contentious discussion.
So tonight,
Yeah.
a full 11 days before Halloween, just to date this recording exactly. I went and took my kids to a little trunk or treat type thing that one of the local auto dealerships did. And there was tons of cars set up and they had cool costumes. I love taking my kids around and letting them do fun stuff. Like, we went to this thing, they were playing music over the loudspeakers. And so I was, kind of listening to that and having fun. And they played the Macarena, and my daughter started sticking. She didn't know all the moves, but she stuck her arms out and did a little Macarena kind of thing. It's just fun to get out there. At this point in my life with the kids that I have and the ages that they are, we're going to go do shit like this probably 10 times between now and Halloween. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. They're going to get a ton of candy. I like having a fun night when they can dress up in costumes and have a good time. And so that's this year. My wife is currently on her way to England. The flight is already taken off. They are in the air right now. And so this year is just having fun and doing cool stuff with candy involved. So I'm all about it. I'm having a good time.
Will she be back before Halloween?
No, unfortunately, this is the first year in 20-something years now that we won't have Halloween together. Yeah. And England doesn't really do Halloween. Like they don't. Europe doesn't care about Halloween.
There's a reason why we fought the revolution. We fought the Revolutionary War for a reason. Right. It was because of goddamn Halloween.
But we're gonna have a good time. My kids are gonna have fun. They're gonna enjoy
goddamn Canadians
and fun. Yeah, that's this year. That's Halloween 2022 is just taking my kids around and doing fun stuff with them.
So what I heard was that we're all FaceTiming Jody on Halloween and make sure he has a good Halloween.
Kids.
Are you guys still going trick or treating? Like and I know you live kind of rural. Are there a lot of houses around there, or do you drive to a different?
We drive from neighborhood to neighborhood to different places that we like.
Cool.
People we know and things like that.
That's awesome, man. Hope you guys have a great Halloween.
Yeah. Hey, if the kids get a costume on, they're having a good time.
I love that our kids bought the same costume.
Yeah, Minecraft, fucking cool.
Yeah.
The Steve costume.
Popular.
My son's
totally, coincidental. Jason's son and my son both have the exact same costume this year. Literally the exact same costume.
Yeah.
So
he's been wearing it nonstop. I have to keep telling him not to wear it while he's eating.
It's a Minecraft costume, so it's flat on the front, and he keeps complaining that his nose is getting smushed all the time. So I'm gonna see if I can push it out a little bit. But
Jason, when you say he can't while he's eating, I imagine him just smashing food into his mesh face that he can't get through.
Well, no, he takes off the helmet thing, but then he wants to wear the
big old shoulders.
So Jody, are you dressing up for Halloween?
I want to do something. I don't know what yet. I've got a few days. I can come up with something.
You have to keep us afloat, and to listeners out there, you know what? Tweet us your Halloween costumes, man. Let's see some Halloween costumes.
Yeah, and if
cool.
anybody knows good costumes to suggest for a bald bearded man, let me
Spalding.
know, because it's hard to find.
Let me know too.
Captain Spaulding is all I can come up with.
That's great, though. That's so easy.
Dude.
And it would work with your red glasses.
Yeah, I need to come up with something.
Dude, you can totally do Donald Pleasance. You can be Dr. Loomis.
There we go.
Oh,
you can totally rock Dr. Loomis.
I could think of something. This weekend, I'm going to the San Francisco Mint, which is this historical building in San Francisco. And each year they do a different kind of haunted house experience. And this year it's called The Summoning, where we are going to participate in a real life seance that rips a hole into the supernatural world. And
so we all die next week.
Evil dies next week.
This is Whitney and Alyssa last Halloween.
We're going to come face to face with demonic spirits while attempting to retrieve the severed head of an unethical vampire queen. So,
all right.
Hopefully it'll be fun. Unethical. That's what it says.
What's an ethical vampire queen?
I got questions.
You can't dress up for it, which is kind of a bummer. But on Monday, I will be going to the local bar trivia, which I have done a couple times by myself. My team name is Whitney from Houston, even though I'm really bad at trivia because I'm always like the one person by themselves. Everyone loves my name, so I feel like a winner.
So one of my local breweries does do horror movie trivia, and I haven't gone the last couple of years because of COVID, but if they do it this year, I'm going and I'm winning shit because we've done trivia.
You're
2 years solid. I am ready for it.
You're not going to win. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they're going to ask you stupid questions about horror. Like in Cry Wolf. Like they're going to ask you movies.
They're going to ask.
They're not going to get that deep. I don't expect that.
So I once got my team disqualified in horror movie trivia based on the Halloween movie series. Because we were at an Irish pub here. I'm looking at you, McMullins, and your shitty fucking pub quiz master. This is like 10 years ago. And the question was, who directed Halloween?
Oh, no.
They didn't say a year.
They didn't say year. So I said John Carpenter, and they marked us wrong, which would have given us a win. And I argued trivia master, and he would not fucking budge. I was Rob Zombie.
Give him a bad
flip the table
review.
Yeah.
Burn the place down. That's
oh my God.
Just saying.
But yeah, so I'm going to go to horror trivia. I'm going to dress up as Maxine from X.
Nice.
a little more PG, I'll wear a tube top with my overalls and cowboy boots.
Are you gonna kill someone just for fun? Like maybe, I don't know.
You know, if I don't win, maybe. I will expect I win. I was like sitting with the trivia guy. He's called the old geezer or something. He's this old guy. It's the older guy that's really fun, makes fun trivia. He does picture rounds, which are really fun.
That's cool.
And it allows the bar to like take orders and get stuff down while people are just being quiet and doing picture round. And so we were coming up with like, what can we do as like different rounds? And I was like, you better not take all my ideas because I'm going to do really good because I'm giving you round ideas. But I hope I make top 3. I've gotten 3rd place once, which was pretty cool. So
what day is are these trivia events on?
Monday.
Yeah, I won't be down there on Monday. God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're down here on Monday or Tuesday, I got things we can do.
Nah, I'm coming in Saturday for a show. I leave Sunday at like I think my flight leaves like 10:30 p.m. So, but I do want to go to Ghost Town Brewing because Ghost Town is like,
yeah, hit me up. We can go to Ghost Town. That's before I leave. So,
yeah,
yeah. And then for Halloween, I don't know what we're doing Halloween weekend. One of my friends' birthdays on Halloween, but typically we try to like do a horror movie in the garage, in Rob's garage. He has like a projector set up and we try to do a horror movie down there and probably carve some pumpkins like next weekend. So yeah.
All right, Alyssa, looks like you're fading, so let's get you.
Alyssa, I guess our mid
Central.
Our South Coaster. I don't know. Yeah,
I'm Central.
South Coast.
Central time, like me.
But Jody, you stay up to like 5
yeah,
a.m.
but yeah,
I
Jody,
would say, but not a vampire.
It's a school night.
Alyssa has a job to go to tomorrow.
Oh no, Jody.
Minds
Oh, no.
and youth. I just realized what you're.
Yeah, but what I love though is Jody hates his job. And Jody's like, they're just gonna fucking pay me until they.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, man.
let the woman go.
Calm down, Jason. We have time.
Don't know if I'm gonna do anything on Halloween. I might just chill at home because it's school night and I'm old.
Yeah.
I might go trick or treating with Andromeda. And
Alyssa, you are not old. Get the fuck
I'm
out of here.
old spiritually.
Okay. I'll give you that.
But if I have time between now and Halloween, now that I've gotten paid, I'm planning on being Annie Wilkes.
Yes.
That's cool.
Nice.
All right.
I waffled through a bunch of different options. I really wanted to be Eddie Munson from Stranger Things, but
I loved
everybody
your
else
Guillermo
also,
idea, but I know a lot of people are doing Guillermo too.
yeah, like everybody else also wanted to be Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. So can
next
I
year.
find a denim vest literally anywhere? No. But yeah, if I do it, I want to do it right and like get the Dio t-shirt patch on the back of the
Oh
vest.
shit. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to like.
If you're Eddie Munson, let me know in advance. I'll teach you how to play Master of Puppets.
Oh god. I took guitar for 2 years and I'm the only
Play it
band
on a ukulele.
No, so dumb fact about the song is James Hetfield does not understand that when you pick down, you can pick up. He doesn't understand alternate picking, so everything's downstrokes. Strokes, which makes it a lot more difficult. But when they recorded this song, they sped it up on the record to make it sound fast, and they actually played it. So
wow.
just saying.
That's cool. That's interesting. But yeah, and then I thought about being Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows. But I don't know. Something about being Annie Wilkes appeals to me.
And that'd be cool. That'd be an awesome costume.
I love it. Both are good.
All right, Mando, what you got on the docket?
All right. So we're gonna dress up German traditionalists. I got some lederhosen.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna paint my face like the wrestler Danhausen. And I'm gonna be Lederhausen.
Excellent.
Amazing.
And then I'm gonna hand out these fucking full-size candy bars
Hell yeah.
to flex on my neighbors. Because it sounds dumb. I've always wanted to be that house
Yeah.
that hands out full-size candy bars. Like, do you want a Nestle Crunch? No, fucking no problem. I have a Reese's over here. And I want to make that happen. So
Yeah, but
I'm
next
pretty
year
excited
they're
about it.
gonna come back, and if you've
Oh,
got
no.
like Raisinets, they're gonna egg your
Oh.
house.
Who the fuck hands out Raisinets in 2022?
Who eats Raisinets? Like, who is going to a movie theater and being like, I want?
You know who does?
Out of
I
all
like
the
Raisinets.
candy,
I like them.
out
I
of
like
all
them.
the
You know who?
candy,
You know who
I
hands out
fuck with
Raisinets?
That is the candy I get at movie theaters.
I like
shit.
Raisinets.
Hold on.
Jason's about to admit to handing out the worst Halloween candy of all time.
No, Corey's mom.
No, Corey's
That's
mom
why she
hands out
deserves to die.
pencils.
She hands out Tootsie Rolls and pennies.
No, she hands out floss.
Jody, I have a Halloween costume idea for you. It's not. It's going to involve some musculature. You just need to wear a Western style shirt and a cowboy hat and a Darth Vader mask, and you can be a Darth Brooks.
Darth what?
Fantastic.
Brooks.
Darth Brooks.
I was trying to figure out how to make Chris Gaines fucking a name into some kind of Star Wars name. I couldn't figure it out. Like Darth Gaines. I don't know.
Or you could get a Darth Maul mask and be Darth Y'all.
Oh,
I did see that one. I saw that one on TikTok. That one
That's
was
good. That's really good.
Beautiful.
That's more
beautiful,
that's more Texas.
Ideas.
That's way more Texas.
No, there's lots of y'alls in Tennessee. I promise.
Oh, that's true. What are you doing, Jason?
Actually, I have no idea. We haven't talked to my wife about it yet. But you know what? I think the most fun I've ever had on Halloween is taking my kids trick-or-treating. It's so much fun. It's their joy is just overflowing and it's just infectious. And the kind of the just running around wild, just knocking on people's doors and seeing other random people like in cool costumes. It's the best. It's better than when I was a kid. It's better than, any of the parties I went to.
Do it, because I have such great trick-or-treating memories. I don't even have like a specific one, but I just remember the feeling of going house to house, coming home with the candy. Like it was just so exciting. So I'm glad that, we're back in a place that they can go trick-or-treat more safely now.
Yeah. So my daughter moved out because she's 20 and it's like, oh, look at me. I'm super independent. And I saw her today, and you want to know what? She almost left without giving me a hug, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit. So this is my first Halloween. Well, granted, she's worked like every year, but like it's a little bit depressing, right? Because like, but what I do want to say is to anybody out there who's one of those people that are like, I'm not giving you candy unless you have a costume on or you're young.
Fuck you.
Nonsense.
That was my next line. Whitney fucking nailed it. Like I was like,
say anything.
Well, who's that? Fuck Alyssa. You. Oh, it was Alyssa. Yes, Alyssa. That's the next line. Yeah, fuck you. If you show up my house and you want a full-size candy bar, which I will be handing out, just show up to my house because fuck it, dude. Like it's Halloween. Have a good time. If
also,
you're young,
age
I don't give a shit.
Just like
also
give people candy, man. Just give.
Also,
exactly.
Costumes cost money, so fuck you.
Yeah. Exactly right.
I've seen the meme floating around. Like, I don't care if you show up at my house, smoking a Pall Mall, just hanging out in t-shirt, like whatever. I don't care. Like, have fun. It's a fun day.
I had to have a whole conversation with my middle schoolers about. I was like, no one is putting drugs in your candy. No one. No. They were like, yes, miss. I know it happened to somebody. I was like, no, it didn't. And I looked at them. I looked at these like 6th and 7th graders.
Edibles are expensive.
I said, drugs cost too much money to give away. And they said, really? And I went, yeah.
Yes. My edibles are $30.
If anything, they should give it
to keep my kids from eating them. I don't want anyone else to eat them.
I was going to say, yeah. If anyone, they should hand out edibles to the parents of the kids.
Yes.
No. So I thought about doing this, right?
If there actually is a house that's handing out edibles, please send me your address. No, you can DM me on Twitter.
You should get some Delta 9 gummies and be like,
edibles.
I'm gonna put.
And this is for you, Mom.
I'm gonna put a cooler by my front door with a shitload of Tenerife Pilsner. If you want a Pilsner, grab a fucking Pilsner. I don't care if you're 7. It's fine. Like, give it to your dad. Your mom.
Mondo's
they'll drink it and realize it tastes like sour bread water, and
Mondo, you're giving away beer and full-size candy bars to kids. Like, think about how that looks on the outside. It's
I had
Chris Hansen shows up.
I had the other idea of having like my setup of full-size candy bars and a bowl of potatoes. I'm telling you why. I think there's enough kids that'd be like, it's funny as fuck if I take a potato.
I would take a potato.
You're right.
I would too. See, so I thought about doing both, but no, you have to show me ID if you want a Pilsner, or you have to look over the age of 28.
Do I look over the age of 28?
Do I look over the age of 28?
It's a trap.
No.
Don't answer.
No, neither of you guys do, but
Oh, you're too kind.
But the three of us, the three of us on top.
The three of us absolutely look over the age of 28. We may look over the age of 80.
I got carded at a rated R movie like last year.
Really?
Like, sir, I am 29 years old.
I thank people when they card me now.
Yeah, my wife is 2 years older than me. I shouldn't say it in the air, but it's funny because like by myself, never get carded. With her, there's a chance we're getting carded.
Nice.
I'll take it.
All right, let's wrap this up.
No, we're not done yet, Joey. We're not done yet, Jason. We have more things to discuss.
Oh,
Like what?
I got nothing, Jason. I just know
Alyssa needs to be able to guide impressionable children on their educational journey tomorrow.
Do not blame this on Alyssa. She
No,
can
it's really
blame it
me.
on Corey. She give it a film strip on. It'll be fine.
Blame it.
Really,
on
I just want to
Corey.
go watch the video.
If I put on an episode of The Twilight Zone, my students would love it. They've been begging me ever since I showed them the monsters we do on Maple Street for our theme unit. They've been like, "Can we watch more Twilight Zone?
Do time enough at last."
Yes.
Really, I just want to go watch. I want to smell your dick. That's what I'm just trying to get us off the.
All right, and we're done now. Bye.
Yeah.
All
right. Yeah,
Dude,
Can you please like make that song the like outro?
I'm pretty
with,
sure
with a kazoo.
I'm pretty sure that's the same line Jason told when I met him because I want to smell your dick. I said no, and he said okay because because Jason
boundaries.
Well, because he respects consent. I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you.
It's just
And
I really
well,
like
that wraps up another episode.
Jason's just gonna turn off the Zoom meeting midway.
We met the standards of the last year's episode, you know.
I even shaved, and he's still like, "Nah, dude, I'm not gonna do that." So it's fine. He also wouldn't play me in Twister, but that's a whole other story. But
really?
Dads from the Crypt uncut.
No, I made the joke.
Talk about uncut.
But plain. Oh wait.
Fine.
Alyssa, Whitney, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
Miss Gray, what does uncut mean?
There's one weird part about it.
What are your social media platforms?
You can find me at Whip Please.
What?
What was that?
I thought you said something nipply.
You just got Texas, so Texas.
Nipples, please.
Whitney, please.
Rest in peace. Your inbox, like.
I'm losing my mind. My cheeks hurt.
The pain.
No one is redder than Jason right now. Though.
I am sweating like a whore in church.
No, you're very red.
All right. Alyssa, what are your handles?
What are your what?
Jason, your love handles?
Mine are love. You have to mute all of us to get through this.
Okay. Everyone,
I am on Twitter at No Hungry Ghosts.
No ghosts left unfed.
No.
All right, Jason, what are your top 3 fetishes? And go.
All right. Well, appreciate everyone for listening. Really appreciate you.
Top 3 fetishes. Rate giving 5 stars.
Dark.
Following on Twitter. Retweeting tweets. Those are the top 3 fetishes.
Whitney, did you tell us where we can find you on Twitter yet?
Whitney, please.
Or Oh My Horror at
My Horror.
So we'd really appreciate it if you leave us a rating and review on Spotify or iTunes or anywhere else you can find us. And with that, we thank you all for listening to
Dads from the Crypt.
Follow Dads from the Crypt on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or I will follow you to the grave. No, seriously, you really should watch. But be careful what you ask for. You may get it.